Okay, I think we're good. Just wait a few seconds, everyone. Let me double check that we are live and we are good. Just give me one quick second here, folks. And it does look like we're live. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another End-to-End Hockey Live play-by-play video. In today's video, we've got one heck of a game for you, folks. We got Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Vegas Golden Knights are taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. It is currently a 1-1 series. Winner of tonight's game will go up 2-1 in the series going into Game 4 on Tuesday. So, hello, everyone. It's great to be back with you guys for the next couple of hours as we're going to be doing some live play-by-play for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. I'm just going to make sure everything looks good here, and we should be good to go. I don't think the game's starting for another couple of minutes, so you guys should be all right. So just give me one quick second here, folks. Let me make sure everything is up and running. And then we will be ready to go for the start of Game 3. Just give me one quick sec here, folks. Give me one quick second here. Let me see if this is good. Hold on a minute here, folks. It looks like it is good. Okay, so that's fantastic. Hold on a minute. Let me put this here. And just give me one quick second here. I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe and like. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers by the draft. So if you guys haven't subscribed already and you like my content, I really do appreciate you guys subscribing. Just give me one quick second here, folks. And I'm sorry for any background noise. I do apologize for that. But we are good to go here. I do think the Wi-Fi is a little bit better than it has been in the recent live stream, so that should be a little bit better. And looks like we are live. Okay, so hold on a minute here, folks. Let me get to the feed, and then we should be good to go. So just give me one quick sec here, folks. And hold on a minute here. Yeah, they're still just recapping what happened in the previous few games. So, very interesting to note there. But hello, everyone. We're back with another End-to-End Hockey live play-by-play video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. This has been a very entertaining series. Game 1, which we live streamed on Tuesday, we saw the Vegas Golden Knights overcome an early 2-0 deficit, and after some back-and-forth action, scored a late third-period goal to give themselves a 5-4 regulation win and take Game 1. In Game 2, it was the Knights who had a 2-0 lead after two first and second period goals from Brett Howden, which gave the Vegas Golden Knights a 2-0 lead entering the third period. And then Carolina, as a team who stormed back, took a lead. Vegas tied late, but in overtime on a power play, Thesh Jarvis was scored to give the Hurricanes another Game 2 overtime victory. So the series is now tied up at 1 apiece. This series is now heading to Vegas, where Vegas is going to be looking to take the 2-1 series lead as well as Carolina. So it's going to be one heck of a game. Once again, I do think both teams are going to have some really good opportunities here to take that lead. And I must say, this series has been way more entertaining than I thought when the series started back a couple of days ago. So very interesting to note there. But we definitely do have a heck of an interesting game here. So I'm going with you here for the next 3 hours, folks. And yeah, it seems like that's going to be good to go for the next little bit. We still haven't even reached anthems yet, so you guys are not missing a thing. Once we get to the start of the anthems, we will definitely be doing it. I'm not going to be streaming Game 4. I did say I was going to be either streaming Game 3 or Game 4, so because it was a 1-1 series, I elected to stream Game 3. So I'm not going to be streaming Game 4 on Tuesday, but I will be streaming Game 5 on Thursday, and then if they wind up going that long, Game 6 on Sunday, I will be trying to stream, and then Game 7 on Wednesday, if it goes that far. Not this upcoming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, I will also try and live stream that one as well. So once again, I'm not making any promises for Game 6 or Game 7. We don't even know if they're going to be playing yet, but I will at the very least also be doing a live stream for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final on Thursday. So I hope you guys are able to stay tuned for that one. But that is going to be my next live stream after tonight. Remember, I don't know exactly how long this series is going to go. Hopefully it does go 6 or 7 games. But we'll have to wait and see. After the Stanley Cup Final does conclude, my next live stream following that will be the draft on June 26th and 27th. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So once again, it's about 3 weeks away today. So I will be live streaming the first round of the draft on Friday afternoon. And I will also be live streaming the second day of the draft. I'll only be streaming for rounds 2 through 4. But I will definitely be live streaming for both days. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for that. Like I said, said, we're definitely gearing into more off-season stuff. I've got a couple more off-season preview videos in the works right now. I'm hoping to get one posted later tonight, and I'm hoping to get one posted maybe at some point tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then probably on Monday. And I'm going to try and finish up the off-season preview series this upcoming week. We're going to have a couple more trade rumor videos that happen over the next couple of days. I have one that's in the queue right now. I just have to finish editing it. So I'm going to have a couple of videos that either come out later tonight or tomorrow morning, which would include a fan reaction for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. On top of that, a news and rumor video talking about a couple of very interesting things that have happened over the past couple of days, as well as a off-season preview video for Utah and Tampa. So those are the next few live streams I'm going to be doing. And then on top of that, on Saturday, tomorrow on Sunday, if I can get all those ones done either today or early tomorrow morning, I'm also going to try and do a fan reaction to tonight's game for the Knights and the Hurricanes. And I'm also going to be trying to do a off-season preview for the Flyers and the Wild. That will be my next off-season preview after Utah and Tampa. And once again, if I can't get around to the off-season preview video, I'll probably do it on Monday. So that's literally what I'm going to be trying doing over the next day or two. I'm going to be trying to post those last few games. As per usual, on Monday, we're going to be having What If the NHL Had a Script. Tuesday, I'm probably going to be doing off-season preview for the Ducks and the Sabres. On Wednesday, I'm probably going to be doing a news and rumor video plus a fan reaction to the Game 4 and a game recap short. On Thursday, I'll probably be doing live stream, like I said, for Game 5. I will also be doing a off-season preview for the Habs and the Avalanche. On Friday, I'll be doing a fan reaction, potentially game recap if that is the last game of the Stanley Cup Final. And I'll also be doing off-season preview for Knights and Canes. On Saturday next week, I'm planning on doing another news and rumor video. And on Sunday, I'll be probably just doing a live stream if there is a Game 6. So once again, that's if. So very interesting to note there. But that is my sort of schedule. And I might have a couple of other shorts. I have a couple of ideas for things to do next week. So I might have a couple of shorts out as well next week at some point too, so I hope you guys are able to tune in for all of them. But we definitely do have some very interesting games and stuff that are coming out. Like I said, there's some big pieces of news I want to touch on here at the intermission. So if you guys want to leave your chats down below, leave your comments, and talk about some things that are happening at intermission, definitely suggest you stay tuned for intermission report and the intermission break. Once again, we haven't even reached the anthems yet, so you guys are not missing a thing. Vegas is just doing their show as they usually do before their games. So very interesting to note there. So that is my current upcoming schedule, and there could be some changes to it because there's a very likely chance, with it now being less than 3 weeks after tonight, before the start of the draft, that we do wind up seeing some big movement over the next week when it comes to trade, signing, things like that. So I might have some interesting updates regarding like signings and trades and shorts like that. So very interesting to note there. Once again, you guys are not missing a thing. We are currently just waiting for the anthems, and then we should be ready to go for start of Games 3. Once again, I do apologize for any background noise that you guys do hear. So very interesting to note there. And it looks like the teams are coming onto the ice, so that is very good news there. I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in tonight. We do have, like we said, a couple of things going on over the next little bit. So like I said, this is going to be my last live stream for the week until Thursday, and then today and tomorrow I'm going to try and get 2 off-season preview videos posted, 2 fan reactions posted, and a trade rumor video. And I've already got the trade rumor video and the off-season preview video pretty much edited, so I'm going to try and get those posted after the live stream tonight, as well as the fan reaction. If I have to post one of them tomorrow morning, I probably will, and then I'll try and get the fan reaction done tomorrow. And if I can't get around to the Minnesota-Philadelphia off-season preview video tomorrow, I'll probably post that Monday morning. So hope you guys are able to tune in for all of those videos. I'm probably also going to do another mock draft next week at some point. Probably will be later in the week, like Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, depending on how things go. But I will probably try and do another mock draft at some point next week. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for that one. I'm probably going to have that one and then probably do one last one right before the draft. So very interesting to note there. I hope you guys have been liking my little mock draft videos I've been posting over the past couple of weeks. So very interesting to note there. Once again, if you guys haven't already, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers before the draft. So if you guys haven't already and you like the content I produce, definitely leave a like down below. Once again, they're just trying to get through the anthems. Once again, these two teams split in Carolina. So game one, it was 2-0 Hurricanes. Vegas scored 3 unanswered to get a 3-2 lead. Then Carolina tied it up. Vegas took the lead. Carolina tied it up again. And then late in the game, Thomas Hurdle would put the Vegas Golden Knights in front to give themselves a 4-3 victory, or 5-4 victory, excuse me, over the Carolina Hurricanes in game one. Then in the last game, Vegas had 2-0 lead entering the third period. Carolina scored 3 unanswered late in the third to give themselves a 3-2 lead. And then on top of that, the Vegas Golden Knights tied it late to force overtime, where in overtime, the Carolina Hurricanes would score power play goals thanks to Theth Jarvis. So it's a 1-1 series. It's been very entertaining. I thought these would be like 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 low scoring, boring sort of games, but no, they've been highly entertaining. So that's very good stuff there. And we'll see if this is going to be another one that's going to be very highly entertaining. Once again, we are getting set for the start of the game. Just have a couple of anthems, and then we should be good to go. So once again, you guys are not missing a thing. And I hope this is going to be another very interesting game. I do expect it to be highly entertaining. This is going to be a really good back and forth game. First one in Vegas, so Tortorella has the last change. So we'll see if he can get some things going. Once again, both teams have been very, very entertaining in the first two games. So very interesting to note there. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Just a really quick thing while we wait for the anthems to finish. There's been a lot of talk about some trades involving some draft picks, potentially top 10 draft picks. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the chat below. If you guys think there's any teams in the top 10 who seriously consider moving a first round pick in the top 10. Do you think the Nashville Predators at 10th overall, the Florida Panthers at 9th overall, the Winnipeg Jets at 8th overall, the Seattle Kraken at 7th overall, who was the other one? At 5th overall, it was you had Vancouver, Chicago, NYR, Calgary, on top of San Jose and Toronto. Do you see any of those teams moving those picks? Like, I know we've heard about Calgary wanting to move up in the draft. St. Louis wanting to move up in the draft. We've heard about Florida maybe having the 9th overall pick on the block. We've heard the Jets maybe having the 8th overall pick on the block. We've heard the Kraken maybe having the 7th overall pick on the block. We've heard about San Jose and Toronto potentially trading the 1st and 2nd overall pick. I don't think the 1st and 2nd overall picks will get dealt, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Who do you think is very, very likely to move that first round pick before next week's draft, or 3 weeks from now's draft? Is it Winnipeg, Florida, Seattle? Those three seem to be, and at least in my opinion, the most likely to potentially get moved. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below and in the chat. If you thought there was a team out there who had to move their first round pick that's in the top 10 right now, who do you think will be that team? I personally think it's most likely would be Florida, then maybe Seattle and Winnipeg, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the chat below. Once again, they're just announcing the lineups, so you guys are not missing a thing. It's been a very entertaining series so far. Once again, to get here, the Knights have had to go through the Ducks and the Mammoth and the Avalanche. They beat the Mammoth and the Ducks in 6 and swept the Avalanche for the Hurricanes to get here. They've had to sweep the Senators, sweep the Flyers, and then win in 5 over the Montreal Canadiens. So very interesting note there. Nice to see you, Marshall. I do appreciate you tuning into the live stream. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we're not missing anything. We are just getting ready for the start of the anthems. So you guys are not missing a thing. Yeah, it's been a lot better of a series than I thought. Like I said, I thought this would be like 2-1, 3-2 games, low event games, like very defensive minded. But no, these have been really good back and forth offensive games in both games in Carolina. So I expect that to continue here in Vegas. I do think Vegas stands a really good chance of winning this game tonight. So very interesting note there, but we shall see if maybe Carolina does win on the road and win back-to-back games, similar to what they did against Montreal in the Eastern Conference Final. But like I was just saying, just to pass the time while we wait for the anthems to finish, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the chat below. We've heard a lot of rumors about potentially teams in the top 10 of the draft trading their picks. Nashville at 10, Florida at 9, Winnipeg's at 8, Seattle at 7, Calgary at 6, NYR at 5, Chicago at 4, Vancouver at 3, San Jose at 2, and Toronto at 1. I personally don't think San Jose or Toronto are moving their picks. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think? Which team is most likely to deal a first round pick? I personally think it's probably Florida to deal a top 10 pick at 9. I do think there's a very good chance they could move that pick, and then followed by Seattle and Winnipeg, who have the 7th and 8th overall pick. I think all the other guys probably stay where they are. But I'll let you guys' thoughts. Who do you think in those top 10 of the draft that's going to be happening in 3 weeks? Who do you think is the most likely to move that first round pick? Let you guys' thoughts down in the chat below. Looks like the anthems are just being sung, and then we should get started. Just give me one quick sec here, folks. Just have to really quickly do something here, folks. Just give me one quick second. Okay. Yeah, like I said, hold on a minute here, folks. I do agree, Marshall. I do think Florida is probably the most likely to trade that first round pick. I just think that whether it's for like a goaltender if they don't want to bring back Bobrovsky or like some sort of top 4 or top 6 upgrade, like Florida just makes the most sense. But I could see Seattle or Winnipeg. I think those two teams are probably due for like retools. But there's been a lot of talk, and we've talked about how Seattle needs a top end player, how Winnipeg could really use a second line center. If those picks were to get those two teams that, I could definitely see that happening. So we're going to have to wait and see on that, but I do really think Florida is probably the best team in the top 10 right now to move a top 10 pick, and then followed by the Jets or the Kraken. So very interesting to note there. Once again, they're just getting set here for the start of the game, and we're about set to go here. This is going to be one heck of a game. Like I said, this series has been a lot more exciting than anticipated. So very interesting to know there. I know a lot of people were saying this was going to be a very slow series. I was one of those people because of the style of game that both Carolina and Vegas play. But it's been very, very great so far, and I hope tonight's game continues that. So we shall see on that. Once again, they're just looking at some of the stats here. As we get set, Anderson's in goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. Braden McNabb, who took a puck to the face in Game 2, is playing tonight. He's got the fishbowl mask on, so he's a little bit more well protected, but he is playing tonight, so that's really great news there for the Vegas Golden Knights, as Braden McNabb is playing. And looks like the teams are starting with their fourth lines out there. It's Jankowski and Dowd in the face-off dots. This one's going to be one heck of a game, folks. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final, and a chance for both teams to go up 2-1 in the Stanley Cup Final. And the ref drops the puck. Dowd wins it, and we are off here in the start of the Game 3. Vegas sends it all the way into the Carolina zone. Anderson around the net to play it. Stopped by Vegas at the points, and the puck is bouncing around. Vegas, it pops out. Vegas has it in the neutral zone, sends it right back into the Carolina zone. Carolina trying to get there first. Walker can't. Jankowski can. Whips it around the boards, and does go out of the zone. Robinson sends it across, and in comes the Carolina Hurricanes. It's 1-on-4, and Vegas is able to get the puck back in their own zone. It's McNabb who chips it into the neutral zone. Vegas trying to fight for it. Chatfield's got it. Chatfield back to the point, and sent into the neutral zone. Jarvis sends it all the way in. Hart stops it a little bit. However, the Hurricanes do get there first. Ehlers has it now. Ehlers sends it to Chatfield. Chatfield back to Ehlers. It's turned over. Maybe a little bit odd man rush here for the Knights. Marner's got it. Sends it to Carlson. Back to Marner. He tips it around the boards. The Knights are play there behind the net. Vegas has it. Tries to pass in front. Marner just can't get that puck away. Fell down, and Carolina's going to take back possession. Jarvis, redlining in. But teams chase after it. Stahl going in after it. And Anderson is going to get hit hard along the boards. However, Vegas sends it all the way down the ice, and that will lead to an icing call. Carolina's going to have an offensive zone faceoff draw here. 8 minutes and 22 seconds into the first period. So once again, they're just viewing it on McNabb right now. Once again, it's great to see it. He's back. He's such a difference maker for the Golden Knights blue line. So to see him be able to muscle through that injury he suffered in Game 2 and play is great stuff there for the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, it was going to be an offensive zone face-off draw here for the Canes, and they do win it. Back to the point. Miller with a shot, and that one's deflected, and Carolina does keep the zone for a second. Sveshnikov to Walker. Walker turned over at the red line, and now here comes Carolina. They got the puck back. Walker with a shot, stopped. Rebound. Sveshnikov can't corral it. It's back to the point. Point shot, tipped in front, bouncing around, it goes behind the net. Carolina keeps possession of the puck. Aho gets it to the point to Walker, and now Vegas may have a little bit of a step here, trying to get around his Barbashev, but he cannot. And now Carolina enters the offensive zone. Sebastian Aho pushed off the puck by Lausanne, and now around the boards. And Vegas has it. They can't get it out. Eichel trying to get it out. Now he's able to. Carolina gets puck possession back in the neutral zone. It's Gostisbehere to Stankoven. Stankoven looking for a passing play. He just dumps it in. Blake goes in after it. Blake to Hall, and Hall just can't keep it for a second. And now Vegas does get possession back along the boards. Eichel to Dorofeev. He tries to center it into the offensive zone. He's able to. Barbashev with a huge hit. However, Carolina's got the puck back. Trying to stretch it into the neutral zone. Can't. They get the puck back. Stankoven stays with it. And now Hall's got it. Hall trying to get over the Blake. Can't. Stankoven, though, is right there along the boards. Gostisbehere with a shot. And it's deflected high by Hart. And now Vegas gets the puck back. Dorofeev turns it over. And here come the Vegas Golden Knights. Nice tip into the neutral zone. Here comes Vegas. Dorofeev's got some space. Sends it over to McNabb with a shot. And that one's tipped in. And Anderson with the stop on the tip from the Vegas Golden Knights. So once again, they'll be leaving to an offensive zone face-off draw for Vegas with 17:04 left in the first. And there's some rough stuff going on in front of the Carolina Hurricanes net. So once again, just showing off a couple of the highlights here. Theodore got across to McNabb, and McNabb put a shot on. It was deflected by Shizins, and it was just put right on goal. Nice stop from Anderson. So good stuff there. Once again, McNabb looks like he's going off to the bench, as is a couple of the other Knights players. So they're just making a little bit of a line change here with the offensive zone face-off draw. So once again, Vegas to the right, I think, of Frederick Anderson. Yes, it is to the right of Frederick Anderson. Carlson against Jankowski in the face-off dots, and Jankowski does win it. Carolina has it back in their own zone. It's Chatfield, and Chatfield waits, looking for a passing play. He's being shouted by one of the Knights players in front of Anderson. Chatfield looking for a passing lane, and he is able to get it into the neutral zone, tipped in by Robinson, who chases after it. Vegas gets there first. Lausanne backhands one off the boards into the neutral zone. They chase after it. They have it, but they're offside, so Vegas has to touch up, and they just send it deep into the Carolina Hurricane zone and chase after it. Slavin's got it, tries to send it to Jarvis, is able to. Chatfield's got it, and the Canes do have the puck. However, it's not touched, and that's going to be an icing call on the Carolina Hurricanes. So now we've got a Vegas Golden Knights offensive zone face-off draw. Once again, if you guys are here, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and tell all your friends the best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. So if you guys haven't already, definitely leave a like down below. I really do appreciate it. And we're trying to 750 subscribers before the draft this year, so it'd be really, really helpful. Once again, Knights have an offensive zone face-off draw here after the icing call. It's Eichel against Jankowski. Let's see here. And let's see, the puck is just being dropped. And it is Jankowski who wins it, but Eichel's got to the point, shoots! And that one goes wide. Vegas now has the puck again. Eichel back to, they just missed the pass back to Eichel. Vegas can't get the puck. It's flipped into the neutral zone. And Carolina tips it in. Jankowski goes in after. However, Eichel's got the puck behind his own net. And Eichel tries to set something up. Gets a deep pass to Dorofeev. Eichel gets the puck back. Eichel trying to put it in front. He can't. Behind the net, he's still got the puck back. Eichel trying to feed it off of Anderson, just could not. Carolina's going to get the puck back. It's in the neutral zone. Hannafin leaves it for Eichel. Eichel into the offensive zone, trying to make some moves, just can't, and neither can Barbashev. Carolina's going to get the puck back in the own zone. Now here's a stretch feed to Jarvis. Jarvis looking, gets around the boards, is hit off the puck, and now Vegas has the puck back again. It's Barbashev. Turnover, shoots! And that one's going to be gloved by Carter Hart. So that's going to lead to another offensive zone face-off draw for the Carolina Hurricanes. Some really good puck movement both ways, but this time it's the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes being stopped by the goal. Is Jarvis with a nice play. He just could not handle that puck. Once again, just showing a couple of the replays here. And then, of course, once again, nice stick there from Bray McNabb to knock that puck off Jarvis' stick. So very interesting to note there. Once again, there's an offensive zone face-off draw here, I think, for the Hurricanes. So very good stuff there. Shots are currently 2-1 in favor of Carolina. So that is very interesting to note there. Once again, Canes win the draw, but sent all the way back down into the Carolina Hurricane zone off the face-off draw. Nikishin off the board sends into the neutral zone. Blake sends it back to Nikishin, and now Nikishin to Stankoven, and it's tipped up and into the benches. So that will lead to another neutral zone face-off draw by the looks of things, with 15 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first period, and a scoreless game here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, the Knights are apparently 14-7 all-time record in Game 3s according to the stats. So very interesting to note there. We've got Stankoven against Dowd in the face-off dot. So Dowd wins the offensive zone, neutral zone face-off draw. Vegas gets it around the boards, and I think that one might have gone for icing. So I think that'll lead to another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting note there. Once again, we'll let you guys thoughts down below on this series. Are you excited about how entertaining it's been? And who do you think wins tonight's game and the series? So we'll let you guys thoughts down below. Once again, we do have a very interesting game here. Offensive zone face-off draw actually for Vegas. I think it was actually deflected out. So this is going to be offensive zone draw for Vegas. Dowd's out there for the Golden Knights in the center, in the offensive zone against one of the Hurricanes, and the Knights do win it. Nice play. The point man's got it. Shots! Stop. Rebound. Puck bouncing around, and it goes just wide. And now Carolina's going to get a puck back to the point, and it just trickles out, so Vegas has to regroup. Smith trying to keep the possession of the puck is not able to. Vegas trying to get the puck back, and they're not able to. And now it's Jankowski. He can't get there. And Vegas does have the puck along the boards, trying to get the puck out. They turn it over, Jankowski to Robinson, or actually that's Aho. Aho's got the puck back, shoots, and that one stopped. Aho to Svechnikov, and that one's blocked. And the puck goes to the corner. Carolina's got the puck around the boards, and Chatfield's now got it. Chatfield to the other point. Carolina trying to get something on net on Hart, and they do get the puck back. Aho trying a backhand pass. Now they do get the puck back. Jarvis can't get there. And now the Hurricanes have it. Chatfield with a shot. That one goes wide. I think it might have hit one of the Hurricanes in front. Hanford's got it, and he's able to clear the puck out of the zone. Nice play there. Turned over in the neutral zone. Chatfield's got it, and with his line mates changing, he dumps it in. Vegas now has possession of the puck in their own zone. Jeremy Lauzon sends it for Tomas Hertl. Hertl entering the offensive zone, chips it in. Both teams go chasing after it. Hurricanes get there first around the boards, and it is going to be stopped by Lauzon trying to clear it out. It goes right in front. Hurricanes with a backhand. A nice try there from the carry, but he just could not put that puck home. Vegas has it in their own zone, and they're going to try and get away from the Hurricanes. Lauzon chips it into the neutral zone, and Vegas turns it over once again. Carolina's got the puck, and they send it in. And I think this might have been played with like a high stick or something, or maybe like a hand pass. So either way, this is going to bring up a stoppage in play. A couple of good opportunities for both teams. However, it is still a scoreless game so far. So very interesting to note there. So once again, it's been a really good game so far. 13:40 left in the first, scoreless game. So once again, I'll let you guys thoughts down in the comment section below. On this series, it's been exceeding my expectations. At least I'd love to hear if it's exceeding your expectations. Once again, our next live stream will be for Game 5 in Carolina on Thursday. So I'm not going to be streaming Game 4. I have a couple of things to do. But I will definitely be streaming Game 5 in Carolina. It could potentially be for the series, depending on how tonight's game and Game 4 goes. So very interesting to note there. When it comes to videos, I'm going to be posting out over the next couple of days. Later tonight, I'm going to try and post fan reaction for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final, as well as a off-season preview for Utah and Tampa, for all of you Utah and Tampa fans. And I'm also going to be posting a trade rumor video, sort of like that. So I'm going to try and get all three of them posted tonight. I might not be able to get to all of them tonight, so any videos I don't post tonight, I will post tomorrow morning. I'll also try and get a fan reaction to this game that we're doing right now done at some point tomorrow, and then I'll also have an off-season preview video posted tomorrow if I can. If I can't, then I'll have that off-season preview video posted at some point on Monday. So that is my current upcoming schedule, but I left you guys thoughts. Once again, we are starting to go a lot more into the off-season stuff, planning on finishing up the off-season preview series next week. Probably going to do another mock draft video next week with some trades. We're probably going to get a couple of other things there too. So very interesting to know there. I really hope and appreciate all of your guys' support. And we will be doing a live stream 3 weeks today for rounds 2 through 4 of the draft. Also, video just under 3 weeks away for round 1 of the draft. So I hope you guys are able to tune into those live streams. Shots are currently 4-3 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. And with 13:40 left in the first, it is still a scoreless game. We are back here for game action. So very interesting to note there. Once again, the coaches are just talking on the bench. Carlson against Stahl on the faceoff dot. And it is Stahl who wins it. Hurricanes have the puck. Walker trying to send one of the players in. I think that's Ehlers. Ehlers tries to send it to Stahl. Jarvis. Oh, he found the shot. Jarvis just could not put that puck home. And now the Knights do have the possession in their offensive zone. Howden chips it in. Carlson and Howden going after it. Nice hit on Miller. However, Miller does get the puck back to the point. Kept in by Vegas. Theodore to Marner. To Howden. Trying to get back to Marner. Can't. Carolina's got the possession of the puck and they hit it off the boards and into the neutral zone. Ehlers across to Jarvis. Jarvis tries to send it for Stahl and stopped by Hart. Nice play there. Vegas has had possession now and they send it all the way down the ice. I think this one might be an icing call. No, it's no icing. It must have been deflected in. Anderson stops it up as both teams are changing. So really good stuff there for Frederik Andersen. Walker's got it in his own zone. And Sean Walker gets it, trying to bring it to the offensive zone, gets it to the red line, dumps it in. Canes go after it. Hannafin around the boards, trying to get to Korzak, is able to, or maybe that's Hannafin. And now the Golden Knights to break out of the defensive zone, sent deep into the offensive zone. Actually, it was deflected off of a Hurricane player thing that put the play offside. So that's going to bring up a neutral zone face-off draw here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. Once again, Ehlers tried to center a pass for Jarvis and literally just hopped over his stick. Once again, that would have been a very fantastic shot and a very fantastic chance if Jarvis actually hit the puck. So once again, some really good opportunities there for the Carolina Hurricanes, but they were not able to. So it looks like there are some more line changes for both teams after the first few games. Currently, it is Eichel with Barbashev and Stone for the Vegas Golden Knights. That's one of the line changes. They've put that Eichel, Barbashev, Stone line, which had really good success early on in the season, back together. So very interesting to note there. Canes do have it in the neutral zone, and Martinook's got it, chips it into the offensive zone. Hart Scott around the boards, gets away from Svechnikov. Aho intercepts it. Aho sends it down below the goal line. Tipped in. Svechnikov's got it to Martinook. Martinook below the goal line gets it back to Svechnikov. Svechnikov sends it back to the point to Chatfield. Chatfield gets it back to Svechnikov. Svechnikov stopping, gets it back to the point, and sent around. Aho's got it now. Aho trying to feed one to Svechnikov. It's picked off, and here come the Golden Knights. Barbashev chips it in past the red line, goes in after it, and hits one of the Hurricanes players off the puck. And the puck stays in the Carolina Hurricane zone, and Vegas does get the puck back to the point. Shots! Theodore! And that one goes wide. Vegas has had the puck back on the boards, trying to get that puck, and they are able to. Theodore was another shot! And that one goes wide again. Once again, the Vegas force lines creating some pressure against the Carolina Hurricanes. Stankoven's now got it. Stankoven chips it in. Nice play there from the Hurricanes. And Vegas is going to... There's the penalty here. There's a stoppage in play either way. Stankoven and Dowler going after it. So either way, there's a couple of shots being taken here from a couple of players. And I don't know what the call was. I don't know if this is a penalty or if this is just a stoppage in play. Barbashev and Kolesar were definitely coming after some of the Hurricanes players with some hits. Theodore had a nice shot there. Let's see. It just went wide, but a nice blocker stop from Frederik Andersen. So really good stuff there. 6-0 record, 1.27 GAA on the road in the postseason for the Carolina Hurricanes is Frederik Andersen. He's been a really good performer on the road. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Shea Theodore, they're just looking at him on the bench. And once again, Vegas wins the defensive zone, and they come up maybe a 3-on-2 break here for the Knights. Hannafin, or Dorofeev actually, wide, shoots, and that one's going to be stopped. Vegas has a puck back, tipped in front, and they just can't get it. Vegas along the boards, trying to hold the line. Once again, it's Dorofeev, Hurdle, and Sijins out there right now, so that's the new line combos for the Vegas Golden Knights. There's like 4 or 5 Knights and Canes players in the fray here along the boards. Both teams trying to dig that puck free. And once again, it's still along the boards. Both teams trying to get that puck loose. There's like 6 players in there now. Gostisbehere is also right just below the goal line. And the Canes do win it. It's Nikishin who gets the puck back, chips it off the wall, and he is not able to hold it out of the zone. Hurdle keeps it in. Now Carolina's got the puck after Hurdle's shot went wide. Carolina's just stopping up as it looks like both teams are going off on changes. Shane Gostisbehere is going to pass it across to Walker. Walker redlining in, both teams going after it. Hart out of his net to stop the puck, and he turns it over. Oh, no, he doesn't. Nice play there to backhand it after the Hurricane player got there, but the Hurricanes do keep possession in the offensive zone. Blake sends it in. Hall goes in after it. All Knights got up below the goal line, try and chip it out. They can't. Point shots, and that one goes wide. Carolina's got the puck again. It's Walker. Walker tries to get it to Blake, and that one's turned over. And now Vegas has the puck again. Nice play there from the Golden Knights. And now here comes a little bit of a break. Brett Howden into the offensive zone. Howden looking. Carlson tipped it from Marner, and he just couldn't put it home. And now the Knights are looking like they're going to change, and Carolina sends it into the neutral zone. Carolina's got the puck again. Hall sends it for Stankoven, and it's turned over. Carlson gets it for Stone to Barbashev. Barbashev charging in. He's going to stop up along the boards. He's trying to funnel it down to Stone, and he is going to lose possession of the puck. Chatfield's now got it. Across to his D partner, Jacob Slavin. Oh, and Slavin got walloped by one of the Vegas players. And Slavin looks like he's all right. No, I've actually not been Slavin. It might be one of the forwards. Jarvis now has it. Jarvis sends it across, and in comes Ehlers. Ehlers trying to make a play. Shoots, sharp angle, stopped by Hart, and Hart is going to cover up the puck. So really good stuff there. 9 minutes left here to go in the first period, and it is a scoreless game here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Stone absolutely leveled Fess Jarvis to Four Nations teammates, if I'm correct, from the Four Nations face-off. So very interesting to note there, but 9 minutes left, and we are going to a commercial break, so you guys are not missing a thing. Once again, if you guys are here already, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers before the draft happens in 3 weeks. So if you guys can, leave a subscribe. It really does help with the channel. And if you guys really do like what I do here, it really does help to support the channel. Once again, our next live stream after this week will be on Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time in Carolina for Game 5 of the series. So that will be my next live stream. And like I said, if I can get around to them, I will try and do a Game 6 and a Game 7 live stream as well. So very interesting to note there. Once again, it'll depend on a whole bunch of other factors. Plus, we don't even know if they're going to be a Game 6 or a Game 7. But if there is, I'm going to try and do them. On top of that, if we don't have anything after Thursday, our next live stream would be the draft, as in less than 3 weeks now. Round 1 was 3 weeks yesterday, and round 2 through 7 is 3 weeks today. And we're doing a live stream on both days. So if you guys are able to tune in for those ones. On top of that, we do also have a couple of videos coming out soon. I'm going to try by the end of tomorrow to have 2 off-season previews, one for the Bolts and Mammoth for all of you Bolts and Mammoth fans, and one for the Wild and Flyers for all of you Wild and Flyers fans. I'm going to try and have those ones out tomorrow. I'm also going to try and have a fan reaction for Game 2 as well as Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final out by tomorrow, as well as a news and rumor video. So I'm going to try and get all those things out either later tonight or at some point tomorrow. And if I can't, then the off-season preview video for Minnesota and Philadelphia would probably be on Monday as well. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for all those upcoming videos. And like we said, we're getting a lot more into the off-season mindset now. We're getting a lot out of the playoffs. We do have a couple of games left in the Stanley Cup Final, but not much now. I mean, there's a minimum 2 games and a maximum 4 games left after tonight. So actually there's not much time left in the Stanley Cup Final. We are back here for the last little bit of the first period here. Once again, it's an offensive zone face-off draw for the Hurricanes to the right of Carter Hart. Eichel, though, does win the draw. Vegas has it below the goal line, gets it around the boards, and it does go all the way down the ice. This might be another icing call. Nope. Anderson stops it up, gets it around the boards, and took a little bit of a weird deflection. Carolina does have it into the offensive zone. They chip it in. Svechnikov chases in after it. Svechnikov and Anderson below the goal line, and the Knights are able to get some reinforcements. I think that's Eichel trying to get that puck loose. and once again, the Knights are not able to clear it. It's kept in the line by Walker, sent around to Martinuk. Martinuk trying to get it back to Sveshnikov is not able to, and now the Golden Knights do get possession back in the neutral zone. And now Vegas trying to get the puck back, and here's the Carolina Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho into the offensive zone, and he's going off on a change, so Vegas is able to get the puck back. Barbashev chips it into the Carolina Hurricane zone. Carolina chips it back into the neutral zone. Vegas is going to be able to get along the boards, and they send it deep into the Carolina Hurricane zone. Gossesbear passes it across to, I think that was Ehlers. And now the Golden Knights trying to get the puck out. Stahl turns it over to Dowd, and the Golden Knights were trying to find some sort of passing lane. They couldn't. They just dump it back into the Carolina Hurricane zone. Anderson, Kolesar with a huge hit on Aho, and now the Carolina Hurricanes turn it over in the neutral zone again. Vegas has it, and Carolina's now got the puck in the neutral zone. They send it into the Vegas zone, and Vegas is able to recover in their own zone. Now they have with both teams changing. Theodore stops up behind his own net and is just going to stop. Theodore waiting for some reinforcements behind Carter Hart, and he's going to find a passing lane, and the Knights do get the puck out. And it is tipped in by Dorofeev. Hurdle's got it. Hurdle looking for a pass, trying to get decisions, could not. Dorofeev's there, though. Dorofeev trying to get back to the point, and Hurdle is not able to keep it in. And now Carolina racing for that puck, as well as one of the Knights players. The Knights player took a hit, but made a play. Vegas has the puck back in the neutral zone, send it all the way down the ice, and this one looks like it's going to be an icing call. So with 6:52 left in the first period, Lazonding get to the red line, and that will lead to an offensive zone faceoff draw for the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. Once again, some very interesting game action so far, but so far, no scoring either way. So, interesting to note there. Once again, Jarvis tried to flip one up to, I think it was Nikolai Ehlers, but a good play there from one of the Knights' sticks. And it's been a really good defensive battle so far in tonight's game. Tomas Hurdle against Logan Stankoven. Stankoven gets to the Blake, to the point to Miller. Miller with a shot, and that puck goes wide. And now it is Nikishin trying to get the puck back, and they can't, and now Vegas has the puck. Dorofeev trying to get it back into the Carolina zone, is not able to. Carolina's got the puck in the neutral zone. Blake gets back into his own zone trying to set something up. Jackson Blake is going to send it across. A nice play there, and the puck goes all the way into the Vegas zone. And Vegas now has the puck again. Anderson back around to Hannafin. And Hannafin sends it to, I think that was Marner. However, he could not hold on to the puck. And now Vegas does have the puck in the neutral zone. Anderson tips it into the offensive zone. And Carolina goes in after it. Nice hit from Marner on Keandre Miller. And Vegas does have the puck back. Marner trying to tip it in. He could not. Marner keeps possession of the puck. And then he gets a shot. And that one goes wide. Vegas has another shot. Hannafin just could not put it home. Carlson trying to keep that puck in is able to for a minute. Marner on the forecheck, and now here comes Carlson. Carlson cannot get back to Marner, and Vegas has to backtrack. And it's sent all the way down into the Vegas zone. Vegas has the puck again. McNabb to Theodore. Theodore back across, and Barbashev is going to tip it into the offensive zone and chase after it. Chatfield is not going to get there, but Slavin is. Slavin around the boards, sent all the way down the ice. Carolina wins the race for the icing. However, Vegas gets there first thanks to Carter Hart, and McNabb sends it into the neutral zone. Aho into the offensive zone. He passes it to no one, and Vegas gets it on the board, sends it back into the neutral zone. 5 minutes left here in the first. Sveshnikov's got it, and now there's going to be a stoppage in play. I don't know if this is a penalty or if this is just some sort of like a high stick or something like that. Either way, though, a couple of really good opportunities here for the Golden Knights. That Marner shot looked like it actually took a little bit of a bounce off of Howden or Carlson. And either way, 5:14 left, first period. It's a scoreless game. We're going back to a commercial break. So very interesting to note there. Once again, this has been a very entertaining series. Been a little bit lackluster so far today with no goal so far. We're almost 15 minutes in. But once again, the first two games were very entertaining, high scoring, so I expect the pace to pick up a little bit in the next little couple of minutes, or maybe in the second period at some point. So very interesting to note there. Once again, you guys are not missing anything. It's currently a commercial break. Once again, if you guys can, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and comment. I love your guys' thoughts down in the chat. Tell all your friends the best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers by the draft live stream that we're going to be doing in 3 weeks. So if you guys can leave a like and subscribe, it really does help support the channel. And like I said, we're going to have a couple more videos out over the weekend, and we're going to have a lot more videos out over the next week. So I hope you guys are able to stay tuned. As like I said, even though the playoffs are coming down to an end, the month of June and most of July are usually very busy months because you got the draft, free agency. There's going to be a lot of trades this offseason, which we'll get to in the intermission break. So very interesting to note there, but there's going to be a lot of very interesting movement over the next little bit. So I hope you guys are able to stay tuned to the channel because we will be having breaking coverage over all the stuff that happens. It might not be live things, but we'll try and have up like instant analysis videos or shorts talking about instant trades, and on top of that, other things too. So I really do hope you guys are able to stay tuned for the channel and keep up to date with it. Once again, we're just getting back here for the start of, or for the conclusion of the first period. They're just showing Mark Jankowski, who scored the game-tying goal, that 2-2 goal in the last game. So very interesting note there. He is out here against the Vegas Golden Knights. Neutrals on face-off draw here. It is down against Jankowski, and I think someone just got waved out of the draw. I think that's actually going to be Nick Dowd. So it's going to be Jankowski now against, I think, Kolasar in the face-off dot. Or actually, it might be Cole Smith. No, it's Kolasar. So Kolasar against Jankowski in the face-off dot, just outside the Hurricanes' blue line. And they're just waiting for everyone to get set up. And now Kolasar wins it. However, it goes all the way into the Carolina Hurricanes zone. The Hurricanes get it. Red line in, they chase it in. Hart's got it around the boards, trying to get it out of the zone. Kept in by Jankowski. Sent in front. Carrier trying to put one home. Jankowski looking for the puck, and he can't put it home. And maybe if they hurry, a 3-on-2 break for the Golden Knights. Cole Smith coming in. He scored the last goal of the game for the Golden Knights. And this he scored the last goal in this building for the Golden Knights, which was the Game 4 series clincher in the Western Conference Final. Puck goes back into Carolina's zone. They chase after it. Slavin gets there first. Hits it to Walker, and Walker's going to stop up. Walker, it looks like there's a little bit of a change in progress, so Walker's just stopping up behind his own net to get some things going. And he's going to pass it. Nice pass there to Jackson Blake. And Blake speeding through the neutral zone. Gets into the offensive zone. Passes it across the hall. And that puck is deflected up and out of play. So that's going to lead to another face-off draw here in the offensive zone for the Carolina Hurricanes, if I'm correct. So very interesting to note. There, great speed from Jackson Blake. Just could not wind up getting that shot off to Taylor Hall. So very interesting to note. Their shots are currently 5-2 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. 4.5 minutes left here in the first period. Shot attempts are currently 16-14 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. So the Carolina Hurricanes do have a little more shot attempts than the Vegas Golden Knights do. Eichel in the faceoff dot, taking the defensive zone faceoff draw to the right of Carter Hart. And once again, they're going to redo it really quickly here, and the Hurricanes do keep possession. However, it goes right back to the Vegas side of things. They tip into the neutral zone. Nope, it's kept in by the Hurricanes. And it's Jackson Blake. He's trying to find a passing lane. Could miss Hall, but he gets it to the other side. Gostisbehere with the shot, or actually that's Keandre Miller. But however, he slips, and the puck goes back into the neutral zone. Nikishin, back to Miller. Miller is going to get the puck to Taylor Hall ever so slightly, and now Keandre Miller gets it and dumps it in. Nice play there from the Golden Knights, and they do get the puck back in their own zone. McNabb is going to stop up as both teams are changing with 3:45 left in the first. Eichel tried to get a little bit of a breakaway, could not. Now here come the Hurricanes. Jarvis trying to get back to Stahl. Shot stopped by Carter Hart. And now Vegas off the boards. Nice play there. It's Mark Stone. Stone flips into the offensive zone, and Carolina took a little bit of a spill. Barbashev trying to get that puck loose. And it's 2-on-1. It's 1-on-2 right now for Barbashev against two Hurricanes defensemen. Carlson comes in to help. And Carolina does get the puck back. Gostisbehere is taking off the puck, however. Vegas trying to get that puck back. Carlson just can't put the puck on net. Now Carolina's got it around the boards. Ehlers head off the puck, and now here comes Seth Jarvis. Jarvis stops up, looking for a passing play, and now the Hurricanes get the puck back. Gostisbehere, however, it's turned over. Vegas has the puck in the neutral zone. Marner, redlining in, and now it's Howden who goes in after it. Nice hit there from Howden, and Vegas does get the puck back. Marner trying to get to Howden, gets it across, shots, and that one stopped. It looks like that one went up and over the glass. Howden trying to get it to Marner, and is able to keep possession for a minute. Brett Howden is going to get it to Marner. No, he's actually just going to try and fight for it below the goal line, and Carolina gets the puck and clears it out. So nice play there from the Carolina Hurricanes, and they bring it into the offensive zone. Martinuk gets it to Aho. Aho can't get the puck loose. Now here come the Vegas Golden Knights. In comes Vegas. Dorofeev gets it deep into the offensive zone. Hurdle and Decision's going after it, and the puck gets taken all the way down the ice. Or actually, no, it might have gone out of the play. Let's see here. The Knights, I think, are trying to call for a penalty here on the Hurricanes for puck over glass. Let's see here what they're going to be discussing here if the refs do try and decipher some things here. Once again, we're going to see here Jarvis tried to go inside outside, and a nice stop there from Carter Hart. It's really good stuff there. And then they're just showing here the attempt the Golden Knights had. Nice play there from one of the Golden Knights players. I think that was Decisions, but he couldn't put the full brunt of it on the ice. Shots are 6-2 for the Carolina Hurricanes. Looks like there's going to be no penalty on the play. So 2:10 left in the first period, still a scoreless game, and it will remain 5-on-5. So interesting note there. They're just showing Howden on the bench. It's Eichel against Jankowski in the faceoff dot. And once again, Carey has gone to the dressing room for the Carolina Hurricanes. So that's not good news there. Hopefully he is all right. He's a big piece of that team's fourth line. Eichel turned it over, and Carolina gets off the boards into the neutral zone. Vegas trying to get the puck back into the offensive zone, and they can't. Vegas now has the puck in the neutral zone, and they got back in their own zone. Trying to stretch feed here. However, it's going to go all the way down the ice. I think this one might be icing, and it is. So a minute 53 left in the first period. Another offensive zone faceoff draw here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Once again, just showing a couple of the highlights from the past play. Still very interesting to note there. Eichel has 19 points in the 2026 playoffs, 1 point in the last 4 games. So Eichel's due for a big game. Sort of reminds me of Game 2 between the Avalanche and the Knights when Eichel was due for a big game and he had a goal and 2 assists, I think it was. So I wonder if Eichel's able to get a couple more points here tonight. Once again, looking for it. Carolina, let's get the offensive zone faceoff draw. Chatfield with a shot. That one was blocked. Eichel feeds it around the boards. And now it's Barbashev who sends it across to Eichel. Trying to get back to Barbashev. However, Chatfield intercepts it first. Chatfield sends into the neutral zone. And Vegas can't hold on to it. Blake going through a whole bunch of bodies. It's taken away by Vegas. However, Stone is going to get the puck back to his defenseman. Hannafin's got it. Hannafin around the boards. Carolina keeps the zone for at least the time being. Now Theodore banks it off the boards and sends it into the Carolina Hurricane zone. Minute and 20 seconds left here in the first period. Jacob Slavin. Slavin stops up and sends it the length of the ice. Carolina stops at the red-blue line. Jarvis turns it over. Now Vegas has the puck. Nice play there from the Golden Knights, trying to race in after is Keegan Colasar. And Colasar with a nice hit. Vegas is not able to keep the line. And now Carolina's got odd man rush here for the Hurricanes. Keandre Miller in, shoots! And that one's stopped by Carter Hart. He poke checks it away. Nice play there from Hart. Vegas trying to stop up the play. Anderson's got it. Anderson tries to settle on the boards. And is not able to. Carolina with a shot. That one goes just wide. 40 seconds left here in the first period. Vegas hits it off the boards, and now they're trying to fight the loose puck just inside the Vegas line. And now it looks like there's a stoppage in play. There's another scrum ensuing here between the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there, as Miller and all of the players on the ice are basically in the fray here. I wonder if there's going to be any penalties that come from this. There are 31 seconds left here in the first period. So once again, you're not missing anything. We're in a stoppage and play right now. Once again, some really good opportunities for both the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. Once again, Dallas hits along the boards. Cole Smith stood up for his teammate. That's what the big scrum was about. So very interesting to note there. I wonder if there's like some roughing penalties that maybe are called here. Let's see. Miller just 9 points in the 2026 playoffs, which is a career high. Makes sense. He was on the Rangers teams that went to the conference finals, but neither one of them were able to make it to the Stanley Cup final. There is no penalty on the play by the looks of things. So once again, Aho waved out the faceoff draw. Martino Quintatega in the offensive zone. Carlson wins the defensive zone faceoff draw. And Vegas trying for a stretch feed here to Mitch Marner. And he is able to get it past the red line and in. So I'll play there for Marner. 20 seconds left here for the Golden Knights. And the puck goes all the way down to the Hurricane Golden Knights zone. No icing. Vegas has the puck along the boards, tipped in, and now here's Marner across to Carlson. Carlson trying to make some moves. Carlson tries to get back to Marner, and there's too many Hurricanes bodies. Marner back to Carlson. However, there's not enough time left. A shot from McNabb, and that puck is going to not go anywhere. We stop it and play. As period is done, it's a scoreless game here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights, and that will be the scoreline entering the second period. So once again, we'll change this to the intermission report here. Give me one quick sec here, folks. That is the intermission report. So we are in intermission. Been a pretty dang good game here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. And yeah, it's been pretty fantastic. So just give me one sec, folks. Thank you for that. So we'll do the intermission report, and then we'll talk about a couple of other things here really quickly. So first, when it comes to the intermission report, let's see here what stats are here at the intermission. So far it is a scoreless game. Shots on goal right now are in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes, 7-2. So the Hurricanes do have the shot advantage right now against Vegas. Once again, there's about 15 minutes left in the intermission. Some other stats: the Knights do lead in the faceoff dot, having won 52.9% or 9 of 17. So the Knights do have the better the better face-off percentage right now. Neither team has had a power play to show, so both teams are 0 on the power play, which makes sense. On the hit side, the Knights do lead 16-8. Block shot side, the Knights lead 8-5. Giveaway side, Canes lead 6-5. And both teams have had one takeaway. So once again, neither team has the advantage in the takeaway department, but still very interesting to note there. And the Hurricanes do lead in the shot category, but both goalies have been standing tall, and it is a scoreless game. So very interesting to note there. But at this current point in time, it is scoreless right now between the Knights and the Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. Now I do want to just really quickly here talk about some interesting stuff that happened from the past couple of days. First, we did get the Vezina finalist announcements tonight on who won the Vezina. So about a couple of weeks ago, we saw Andrei Vasilevskiy, Ilya Sorokin, and Jeremy Swayman be the three finalists for the Vezina Award, and the winner was Andrei Vasilevskiy. So he wins with 114 points, as he does get the Vezina Trophy Award, so very interesting to note there. Following him was Ilya Sorokin, who had 51 points, Jeremy Swayman, who had 46 points, and then the other guys on the list was Logan Thompson, who had 29 points, so he was fourth in Vezina voting. Scott Wedgwood had 21 points, so Wedgwood was fifth in Vezina voting. Vladar had 9 points, so he was sixth in Vezina voting. Shesterkin was 6 points, was seventh. So Shesterkin was seventh in Vezina voting, and Andre was eighth in Vezina voting with 3 points. So Andre, Shesterkin, Vladar, Wedgwood, Thompson, Swayman, Sorokin, and the winner Vasilevskiy were the guys who were nominated for the Vezina, and Vasilevskiy, Sorokin, and Swayman were the finalists, but Vasilevskiy does win it. So that's very interesting to note there, but that was a really big piece of things that happened earlier today. I'm going to be talking about this in the upcoming Trade Rumor video that I post either later tonight or tomorrow morning. But the National Predators have hired former LA Kings GM Rob Blake as Executive Vice President of Hockey Ops. So that's very interesting to note there. Rob Blake apparently did have conversations about joining Chris McFarland in Colorado in some capacity, and now they're both going to be joined to Nashville. So we'll see how well those two work together. Like, Blake actually put together a pretty decent team in Los Angeles over the past couple of years. Him and the Kings mutually agreed to part ways, I think it was last offseason. So Blake is going to be joining the Nashville Predators, and that's going to be a really good pickup here for Nashville. I do think this is going to be a really good signing here to make him Vice President of Hockey Ops. So very interesting to note there. I did get some interesting awards handed out last night. That was Suzuki winning the Selke, as well as Caulfield winning the Lady Byng. I do talk about them in my upcoming Trade Rumor video, but I'll just talk about them here. So there was a long list of players who got nominated for both the Lady Byng and the Selke. We'll just look at the players who got over 100 points, which were 11 players who got over 100 points in the Lady Byng nominations. So Caulfield did win the Lady Byng, so a Montreal Canadian did wind up winning an award here with 776 points in the Lady Byng voting. Bing. So that's very interesting to note there. It was followed by Kopitar, who had 662 points, and Sanderson, who had 585. And then the other guys who did have 100 points besides the three finalists were Zach Wierenski, who was fourth in voting, Cal Connor, who was fifth in voting, Jack Eichel, who was sixth in voting, Jack Hughes, who was seventh in voting, Nick Suzuki was eighth in voting, Mark Stone was ninth in voting, Jean Gabriel Pajot was 10th in voting, and Sam Reinhart was 11th in voting. So top five finalists for the Lady Bing points wise were Connor, Wierenski, Sanderson, Kopitar, and then of course Cole Caulfield won the Lady Bing. So very interesting to note there. We also got the Selke Trophy announcements. Now there were also 11 players who got over 100 points in the Selke nominations. So we'll just concentrate on those players right here. So Suzuki won the Selke Trophy. I don't think it's too much of a surprise. He was a fantastic defensive-minded forward this year who actually put up some pretty good point totals. So not surprising that Suzuki wound up being that high for the Selke finalists, and he did wind up winning it. And then, of course, after him was Anthony Cirelli, who finished second in voting, Brock Nelson, who finished third in voting, Mitch Marner finished fourth, Jordan Stahl finished fifth, Shane Pinto finished sixth, Jack Eichel finished seventh, Sebastian Aho finished eighth, Nico Hischier finished ninth, Yanni Gore finished 10th, and Noah Cates finished 11th. Those were the 11 players who had 100 plus points in the voting for the Selke Trophy. So very interesting to note there. But those were the Selke and Lady Bing finalists. So very interesting to note there. On top of that, we do have a couple of other very interesting pieces of news regarding some potential trades. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on these things down in the comment section below. Just give me one quick sec here, folks. So once again, very interesting stuff here from the teams who are talking about some offseason moves. Elliot Friedman on Sportsnet recently talked about this, and he mentioned that Dylan Larkin, the captain of the Detroit Red Wings, has requested a trade out of Detroit. So that was very interesting to note there. I'll let you guys thoughts on where you think the best fit would be. Like I said, I will talk about this a little bit more in my upcoming news and rumor video. But once again, I have mentioned this before. If Larkin is traded, which it sounds like he will be at this point, my top four landing spots would be Minnesota, Winnipeg, Los Angeles, and Anaheim. I really do believe that the Jets, the Wild, the Ducks, and the Kings all need center help and would all be really good landing spots for Dylan Larkin. Now, once again, I do think the package would probably have to consist of a decent roster player, a top prospect, a first-round pick, and maybe another asset, whether that's like a second or third-round pick, or maybe like a middle-level prospect or something like that. So it'll be very interesting to note there, but I definitely do think Larkin gets moved. I know what you guys are probably going to be saying. What about Boston, Montreal, Carolina? As much as I do think like teams like Boston, Montreal will be really good fits for Larkin, I don't think Detroit wants to trade him in division or in conference. So I just don't believe that the Larkin stuff is going to be with another Eastern Conference team. I think more than likely Larkin's going to be traded out west. So it'll be very interesting to note there. Larkin does have a no trade clause. So he does control a whole bunch of aspects of where he winds up going. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Where do you think will be the best fit for Larkin? What's a potential trade package you could see a team pony up for Dylan Larkin? So I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of that. And on top of that, Mark Spector, I think it was recently, or maybe it was another insider, mentioned that a couple of Oilers, people close to the Oilers management have mentioned that the Oilers are very, very open to moving Darnell Nurse this offseason. So that's going to be very, very interesting on what happens there with Darnell Nurse. I definitely do think there's a very likely chance Darnell Nurse could get moved. There would have to be some retention involved, but I don't think the Oilers fans are going to be very happy with the return they're going to get. I think if they retain $2 to $3 million, they could get like a second round pick and a pretty decent prospect, or a second round pick and maybe a semi really good roster player. So I'm not sure exactly what the return would be, but I definitely do think for like $6 to $7 million playing on a second pair, just to be an offensive-minded defenseman, I think there would be teams out there who would love to add a guy like Darnell Nurse. So very interesting to note there, but those are some of the things that have happened over the past little while, as Darnell Nurse is potentially being moved by the Edmonton Oilers in the very near future. Dylan Larkin wants out of Detroit. Vasilevsky won the Vezina, Suzuki won the Selke, and the Lady Bing Trophy went to Cole Caulfield, and Rob Blake is joining the Nashville Predators. So some very interesting pieces of news from over the past couple of days that I would love your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we're still got a couple of minutes before the start of the second period, so you guys are not missing a thing. On top of all of that stuff, once again, my next live stream for my videos will be on Thursday next week for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final in Carolina. I hope you guys are able to tune in for that one. If there is a Game 6 or a Game 7, I will try and do them. Once again, it depends on if there is one and how everything winds up going leading up to those games, but I will definitely be trying to do a Game 6 and a Game 7. On top of that, when it comes to upcoming videos, I'm going to try by the end of tomorrow night to have off-season preview video for Utah and Tampa, as well as for Minnesota and Philadelphia out, a fan reaction for both Game 2 and Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final out, and a news and rumor video. I have a couple of them already ready to go, so we're going to try and get a couple of them tonight and then a couple of them tomorrow. We'll see how everything winds up shaking out. On top of that, I am also going to try and get some more videos out next week. Like we said, What the NHL Has script will be out next week on Monday. We're probably going to have a couple of offseason previews and trade rumors next week. Once again, some fan reactions and game recaps for the games that happen next week. And on top of that, we will try and do a couple of other things. Once again, probably going to have a couple of shorts, and we might have some trades and signings to talk about. So definitely don't forget to check out the channel over the next couple of weeks. We're going to have some very interesting content coming out regarding the off-season stuff. So very interesting to note there. And on top of that, I would love to I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the stuff we just mentioned, like Vasilevsky winning the Vezina Trophy today, Suzuki winning the Selke, and Caulfield winning the Lady Byng over the past couple of days, Larkin asking out of Detroit, and Darnell Nurse potentially being moved in the very near future by Edmonton. We'll let you guys' thoughts on all of that. Do the Oilers move Darnell Nurse? And if so, is there a tension involved? Who could be a good landing spot? And what sort of a trade package could they have to give up? And for Dylan Larkin, I think personally, in my opinion, the best fits will be Minnesota, Winnipeg, Anaheim, or Los Angeles. I know Montreal and Boston will be good fits, but I don't see Detroit trading Larkin to a division rival or interconference. I think if they are going to trade him, it's going to be out to the Western Conference. So that's just my personal opinion, but I really do think that. And Larkin does have trade protection, so he does have to okay a trade. But I'll let you guys thoughts down in the chat below if you guys think Larkin does get moved, which it sounds like he will be at this point. Where does he go, and what's the return that the other team has to give the Detroit Red Wings? So if you guys' thoughts on all of that. Once again, we are going to be having a couple more videos out over the next little bit, and my next live stream will be for Game 5 on Thursday for the Carolina Hurricanes and Vegas Golden Knights Game 5. So that'll be very interesting. We're about 5 minutes away, so let me just get this changed here to the second period, so that should be good. We're still scoreless here, folks, and there's been no penalties. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a boring first period, sort of what I was expecting coming into the series, but maybe some things do change as we go on. So very interesting to note there. We do have a couple of other interesting things. Like we said, I'm going to have a couple of interesting videos coming out next week. I'm not exactly sure about them, but we'll see what happens. And then, of course, we got What the NHL Has script on Monday, and then we're also probably going to try and have at least an off-season preview video or a trade rumor video out every day next week. So it'll be very interesting to note there. And like we said, we're going to do at least one, if not two, live streams next week as well. So that'll be very interesting to note there. We're about 4 minutes away from the start of the second period, so we're going to change it back to the feed. We are still a few minutes away, so you guys are not missing a thing. So very interesting to note there. Once again, in my opinion, I think some really good landing spots, like I said, would be Minnesota, Winnipeg, Anaheim, and Los Angeles for Detroit. Some sort of package that I think would be really good from those teams would be something along the lines of Pionk, as well as a first and Lambert, and maybe another draft pick from Winnipeg would be Woolley, as well as more, a first-round pick and another pick from Los Angeles would maybe be McTavish, a first-round pick, Lunio or Hellison, and another pick from Anaheim, and would probably be Yurov, Hartman, a first-round pick, and maybe another pick out there as well from the Minnesota Wild. That would be my opinion, what could be some really good landing spots for Dylan Larkin, and what's going to be some really good trade packages for Detroit. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Once again, if the Oilers do move Darnell Nurse, is there retention involved, and which team is probably the most likely spot in your opinion to try and acquire him? Let's hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I'll try and get to them as fast as I can. We're just in a commercial break here, and then we'll get started for the start of the second period. So very interesting to note there. Once again, it will be very interesting to see how this game finishes out. Once again, once in a 1-1 series, a lot of the teams to win the third game do end up going on to win the series. So this is a very important game between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. Once again, there's at least going to be 2 more games after tonight. There might be 3 or 4. It will depend on how long the series goes. So very interesting to note there. We definitely do have a couple of very interesting things happening over the next little while. So very interesting to note there. Once again, there's going to be some very interesting stuff. Like, I don't think there's actually been very many signings over the past little while. I'll just really quickly double check here, guys. Just give me one quick second. Hold on a minute here, folks. And let's see. I don't think there's been any huge signings. Yeah, no. Basically, over the past little while, it's all been lower end AVs being signed or lower end extensions. Like, really, there hasn't been any trades or signings yet, which I'm a little bit surprised by. I thought by now we've had at least a couple of pretty big trades and things like that, which is why I do think things are probably going to start picking up next week, with it being almost 2 weeks at some points next week until the draft. So it'll be very interesting to note there. Hold on a minute here, folks. Let's see here if we are back. It looks like we are. So good stuff there. Once again, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the chat below. If you guys see this, which team would be a good landing spot for Larkin if he was traded? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. A good landing spot for Larkin. I personally think that a really good fit for Larkin, if he does get dealt, would be Minnesota. I do think that would be a really good fit. So I love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, down in the chat. Which teams do you think would be the best fits for Dylan Larkin? And if so, what sort of trade package could potentially be there? So I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. We are back here once again. It looks like we're just about to start the second period, so you guys are not missing a thing. So very interesting to note there. Once again, surprising how Larkin's only made 1 playoffs in his career. Like, he made it his rookie season with the Red Wings, and he hasn't made it since. So I can see why Larkin wants out of Detroit. It's not too surprising, in my opinion. But, like, on the other hand, he's from Michigan. He's Detroit's his hometown team. So I am a little bit shocked in another sense that Detroit did wind up potentially having to trade him. And if they do trade him, does that lead to a retool for Detroit? Like, I mean, the Atlantic Division is already going to be a bloodbath. I think Tampa and Boston are due for some regression next year, but like Toronto's going to be back in it. Florida's going to be back in it. It doesn't look like Montreal, Ottawa, or Buffalo are going anywhere. So, like, with all of that in mind, is this really the best time for Detroit to try and go for it again? If they move Larkin, maybe try and do like a quick 2 to 3 year retool and try and make the playoffs in the next couple of years. Like, that might be a scenario for the Red Wings fans. You know, they don't want to make the playoffs. But, like, maybe that's the route that the Detroit Red Wings wind up going. Like, I could see the Red Wings maybe go like a 1 to 2, maybe 3 year retool, try and get some things going, get some more younger pieces, and then try and go for the playoffs maybe like the next year or two, but maybe not next year. So it'll be very interesting to see what sort of a route Detroit goes this offseason. But yeah, that Larkin requesting a trade news really caught me off guard. So very interesting to note there. Once again, yeah, there's been some talk about New Jersey, maybe for like a Nico Hischier, but I don't see that happening. And with them already having Hughes, if they keep Hischier and sign him to an extension, I don't see it happening. Yeah, Utah would be another interesting one. They've been in on a lot of things. They could probably use another top 6 forward. Like I said, I personally do think Minnesota makes a ton of sense. They're one top line center away from contending. I really do think that adding a guy like Larkin, who already has buddies from Team USA and Boldy and Quinn Hughes and Faber in Minnesota, would make a ton of sense. So, very interesting note there. Carolina Hurricanes do win the offensive zone faceoff draw, send it into the Vegas zone as we are starting the start of the second period. It's gloved down by Aho. Turns around, shoots, and that one stopped. Aho sends it along the boards, turned over by Eichel, and Stone's got it to Anderson. Maybe a little bit of a break here for Barbashev with a shot, and that one stopped. One of the Vegas players is taken down, and Barbashev trying to get back to Stone can't. Carolina gets it off the boards and clears it. So very interesting to note there. Theodore's got it around the boards, and now breakaway. Stone shoots, it trickles in, scores. Mark Stone, Vegas up 1-0. He scored the first goal in the last time the Golden Knights played in this building. The breakaway in the fourth game of the Western Conference Final. He scores again. Mark Stone, breakaway goal. Golden Knights open the scoring, and the shutout streak for both teams is broken at the 36-second mark of the second period. What a play here. Nice little chip from Barbashev by the looks of things, right to Mark Stone, and Stone did the rest. A breakaway, great play there from the Golden Knights. And once again, the team who scored first has lost both games in this series so far. We'll see if that trend continues. But just 5-hole trickles ever so slightly through Anderson, and Golden Knights lead 1-0. That is a solid start for the Vegas Golden Knights. So hold on, let's change this here to 1. That's great stuff there for the Golden Knights. And that makes it 1-0. Really good start here for the Golden Knights. Oh, that's going to be very close. Howden might have been offside. So we'll see if they do take a look at this one. Maybe a challenge from the Carolina Hurricanes. Coach's challenge. So Brendan Moore is challenging. Once again, after what happened in the last game, hopefully maybe there's a little bit of justice here and the Hurricanes don't pull it off. But that does look sort of offside. So we'll see here. Howden tried to stay on side. I don't know if he did. It doesn't look like he did. This goal might be coming back. So we'll have to wait and see. It looks like the refs are taking the headset off here. Let's see. Nemechek at first would be a really good return for Larkin, but I think they would probably want something else in return. Like if it was Minnesota, just wait a sec here. Looks like they're skating out to make the announcement. It looks like they're actually going over to the benches. Let's see. It looks like they are about to make an announcement. So let's see if this is going to be a goal or not. Hold on a sec here, folks. And after the coach's challenge, it's determined no goal. Dang it! Okay, no goal on the board. Stone's goal's called off. Crap. So really good stuff there from the Golden Knights. And it's once again called off due to a coach's challenge. Once again, or actually that's not what it's supposed to do. That's 0, and that is a 0. So, yeah, once again, nice try from Mark Stone, who had the breakaway goal, just could not put it home. Well, he actually put it home, but it's called off for offsides, and that will lead us to a neutral zone face-off draw here just outside the Hurricanes line. Canes win it, back across to Slavin, and they send it back into the offensive zone. In comes the Hurricanes, Jarvis around to Ehlers, intercepted by Coughlin. And now the Golden Knights have the puck into the offensive zone, and shot on goal. That one goes wide. Anderson with a nice stop, and Vegas cannot keep the puck, and now they do. Marner tries to get back to Coughlin. He's taken down on the boards. No penalty on the play. And now Carolina's got the puck entering the offensive zone. Jarvis sends it back, and Carolina's got the puck along the red line. And here come Vegas. Nice try. Tried to feed it in front. Just tipped into the offensive zone. And now Anderson. Stretch feed to Ehlers, who just tips into the offensive zone. And no one knows where that puck is. This goes right for Blake. Shot stopped. Carolina's got the puck again. Back to Gostisbehere. Back to the point to Nikishin. Nikishin with a shot. That puck goes wide. Tipped in front. They can't put it home. Carolina along the boards. Gets a Gostisbehere. Gets it around to Hall. Hall looking for a passing play. Spins around. Gets it back to the point. And Vegas is able to intercept it. And it's a little bit too far for a pass. Canes keep it in the offensive zone. Blake tries to get across. He gets it to Hall. Hall shoots. It's stopped by Hart. It goes wide. McNabb is going to turn it over. And Vegas trying to keep that puck. Golden Knights looking for it. and Theodore can't get there first. Stankoven is going to lose the puck. Vegas tips it into the offensive zone, and they try and chase in after it. Vegas can't get there first. Carolina chips it back into the neutral zone, and here comes the Hurricanes into the offensive zone. Turnover. Vegas gets it into the neutral zone, chasing after it, and the puck is just sitting there. Vegas has got the possession back. Golden Knights have it, shoots, and that one's stopped. Now Hurdle's got it. Hurdle back around to Sissons. Sissons to Dorofeev. And actually, it's Dowd who's out there with them, not Sissons. Dowd is going to try a shot. It's blocked, and the Hurricanes are able to take it back into the neutral zone. Vegas has it in his own zone. It's Dowd, and he's going to pass it across to Hanifin. Hanifin sends it deep into the offensive zone, and Hurricanes trying to go after it. Intercepted by Vegas in the offensive zone, and they just can't corral that puck. It goes to the corner. Carolina clears it into the neutral zone, and Hart below his goal line to stop up and play it. Around the boards to Vegas, and there's goes into the offensive zone. Vegas chasing after it. Carolina gets the puck back. Stahl might have turned it over. Nope, he recovers the puck, gets it around the boards. And now it is Walker. Walker sends into the neutral zone. Nice play there from the Hurricanes. And Stankoven goes in after it. Stankoven around the boards. It's stopped up by the Golden Knights. And Vegas, nice play there along the red line, trying to get that puck loose. And Vegas does get the puck back for a second. Carolina gets the puck back after that. A board battle here in the neutral zone that leads to Carolina getting the puck. Keandre Miller back to his D partner, and they get the puck back into the neutral zone, tip into the Vegas zone where Vegas is waiting for it. Vegas along the boards, sent in, I think that was Lausanne, and Vegas chases in after it. And Vegas gets it back. Stone shoots! Stop! Rebound! Fighting for it! Chef scores! That's what I think's going to count! Golden Knights up 1-0. Ivan Barbashev, 4 minutes into the second period. Golden Knights take the lead. Once again, there's a little bit of traffic in front, and actually it's Jack Eichel with the goal. What a goal from Jack Eichel. The Golden Knights take a very important 1-0 lead. Now it looks like there might be another coach's challenge, or if they call us off for goalie interference, I don't know what Vegas is going to do. They just have bad challenge luck. Let's see what happens here. I'm not going to change it this time. Anderson made the original stop. And, Anderson actually, I think, put it in his own net. Let's see here. Hold on a minute here, folks. And, Eichel actually, I think, tipped it right past Anderson's stick. Let's take another look at that one. Stone shot it, and they tried to go in after it. Barbashev tried to stay out of the blue paint. I don't know. That's very, very close. Once again, I don't know if you can say he interfered with him. Eichel tried to put that past. We'll see here. Coach's challenge again from the Carolina Hurricanes. If they win another one after Vegas didn't win the last one in that last game, I don't know what's going to happen. Once again, Vegas has 2 goals taken off the boards in the first 4 minutes of the second period. And yeah, I don't know. The Wild are trying to acquire Infinity Stones at this point. I mean, the Wild are looking really, really good. And I know that the Avalanche and Stars are still there, Marshall, but I still think the Minnesota Wild actually have a really good chance of maybe winning the division next year. Like, I mean, if they can find that number 1 center, whether it's a Trocheck or a Larkin or someone else, or maybe a Barzell or something like that. They go out, they get that top line center. They don't subtract too much off their team. They sign Quinn Houston an extension. I think that's going to be really good. And they call off another goal for Coach's Challenge. You've got to be kidding me. Barbashev and Eichel and Stone both had goals in the second period, and Vegas is going to have them both taken off due to coaches' challenges from Rob Brindamore. This is silly. Once again, neutral zone face-off draw. Vegas has in the offensive zone. Carolina's got it. And it's sent all the way into the neutral zone. Now, Carolina's got the puck in the offensive zone. Aho is going to pass it back. Shots! Ehlers! Stopped by Carter Hart. And now Vegas maybe has numbers the other way. Golden Knights trying to get the puck in. Marner can't. And Vegas now has the puck, and they send it deep into the Carolina Hurricane zone. Svechnikov is going to send it along the boards into the offensive zone. And turnover. Here come the Hurricanes, trying to make a little bit of a move. I think that was Aho. He just couldn't. And the puck goes back into the neutral zone. Vegas chasing it after. Gostisbehere gets there first. Gostisbehere is going to pass it along the boards, and the Hurricanes enter the offensive zone. Hart sends it, and Vegas is going to send it all the way down the ice. and it's not enough for icing. So Nikishin's there. He fumbles the puck a little bit. However, he does get back to his forward partner. Now Vegas has it in their own zone. Vegas off the boards into the neutral zone. Nope, kept in by Gostisbehere. And now the Hurricanes trying to keep possession of the puck. Hall below the goal line is going to lose possession. Vegas has it. Nice little pass there. However, Carolina keeps the puck in the offensive zone for just a few seconds. Now Vegas is able to tip the puck out. Theodore redlining in. They chase after it. And it's Kolesar. Tries to get around to Dowd. Is not able to corral the puck. Cole Smith goes in after it. Nice hit from Smith. And the puck goes all the way down the ice for an icing call. So an offensive zone face-off draw here for Vegas. I can't believe Vegas has had 2 goals called off in the first 4 minutes of second period. Such a good opportunity to be up 1, maybe 2-0 right now. And once again, coach's challenges so close. Like, I mean, I can see the Howden being offside. Like, he was definitely offside in my opinion. But like, there wasn't a whole bunch of contact there between Barbashev and Anderson. Like, that one should have been not called goalie interference or coach's challenge. So once again, yeah, 2 overturned goals in the span of 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Like that's absurd. Carolina's got the puck again. Chip it to the neutral zone. Coughlin's right there to get it. Passes it to his D partner. Coughlin gets it back. And Coughlin, hold on a minute here, folks. I'm just going to try and move this a little bit closer here. Coughlin gets a buck deep. Nikishin around the boards. Jarvis turns it over. Coughlin tries to center in front. That one's deflected wide. Ehlers has it. Ehlers off the boards, intercepted by Vegas. And the Golden Knights are able to get there first. And sent in by Coughlin. However, both teams are changing. Ehlers has it, leaves it. However, it's turned over to Mark Stone. Stone across to Anderson. Anderson with a shot! Stopped by Frederik Anderson. And then he's going to hold on for a whistle. 13:48 left, and we're going to get a stoppage in play, a break in the action, another commercial break. So very interesting to note there. But Stone, Eichel both had goals. They've been both called off. And it's a scoreless game still for the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes. So once again, we're going to commercial break. You are not missing anything. If you guys haven't already, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you like the channel, if you like the content. Once again, we're trying to hit 750 subscribers by the draft live stream that we're doing in 3 weeks. So if you guys can, leave a like and subscribe. It really does help with the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the chat below on this game and the upcoming offseason. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of that as well. On top of that, we will be having some more videos coming out over the next little bit. Later today or tomorrow, we will have an offseason preview video for Utah-Tampa. 2 fan reactions, one for last game, one for this current game right here between the Knights and the Hurricanes. On top of that, we will also have a trade news and rumor video out potentially later tonight or tomorrow morning. And then we will also have an off-season preview for Ducks, or actually for Flyers and Wild, potentially out tomorrow, or if not, then we're going to have it out at some point on Monday. So that's my current upcoming schedule. My next live stream will be Thursday for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final in Carolina. So very interesting to note there. But that will be my next live stream. And if there is a possibility of them, we'll try and do a Game 6 and a Game 7 live stream as well. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we're just in a commercial break, so you guys are not missing a thing. Love to hear your thoughts once again on what I mentioned in the chat below. Which team would be a good landing spot for Dylan Larkin? I personally think Minnesota, Winnipeg, Anaheim, and Los Angeles will be great landing spots for Larkin, who recently requested a trade from Detroit. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you guys do think Larkin will get dealt, where and how much do the acquiring team have to pay up Detroit? So once again, they're back here. They're just showing the 2 overturned goals here as Vegas put the puck in the net twice. Once again, I think the first one was probably the right call because it was a little bit offside. But the second one, like, I think that probably wasn't goalie interference. So very interesting to note there. Once again, offensive zone face-off draw here for the Knights. Eichel to Stone, Stone to Anderson. Anderson at the point, shoots one, stopped by Frederik Anderson. So Razum's shot on Frederik, and Frederik with the stop. So that's going to lead to another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, Anderson's allowed 2 goals or fewer in a lot of the games he's played this playoffs. So very interesting to note there. Carolina does come away with the puck in the defensive zone, chips it into the neutral zone, and Vegas is able to keep it out of the defensive zone. However, Carolina chips it back into the Vegas side, and Vegas gets it back. Vegas trying to get away. It's Jack Eichel, and Anderson's trying to get away as well. Eichel's able to get the puck back. Eichel off the boards into the neutral zone, and Carolina's going to come away with that puck. They're trying to get the puck back into the offensive zone. Can't. Slavin's got it. Slavin to Ehlers, try to get across ice feet, could not. And now Slavin's got the puck at the red line, just dumps it in. So very interesting to note there. Vegas has the puck. Lauzon to Anderson. Anderson around the boards, sent into the Carolina Hurricane zone, not enough for icing. Walker's got it, leaves it for Keandre Miller, and Keandre Miller turns it over to Hurdle for just a second. Vegas does keep the line, though. Nice play there. Sessions has it below the goal line, trying to keep that puck loose. Can't. Hall's got it, and now Hall brings Jackson Blake. Blake just dumps it in. Hall goes in after it. Vegas is going to stop it up for a minute here along the boards. They do get the puck back, and Sessions trying to get there first, is not able to. However, Hurdle gets it to Dorofiev. Dorofiev looking for a passing play, and he's going to be hit off the puck by Keandre Miller. And Vegas trying to keep it in the offensive zone. They can't. It's along the boards, and Vegas is going to not be able to keep it. Now they do. Hurdle tries to get across, and he just can't hit. I think that was Theodore. Puck stays in the offensive zone for Vegas, though. Dorofiev back to Theodore. Theodore walking the blue line, passes in front, shoots! And that one stopped. It might have been deflected in front. Blake's trying to get the puck loose. The Canes do get the puck. It hops over one of the Knight's sticks and out of the zone. Now here comes Andrei Svechnikov into the offensive zone as the Hurricanes are changing. Drops off for Aho. Aho with a shot. Stopped by Carter Hart. And he's just going to hold on. And Svechnikov, one of the Knights players, go into the boards behind the net. So very interesting to note there. 11:45 left here, second period. Once again, a really good opportunity here for Dorofiev, and he was just manhandled off the puck by Keandre Miller. So very interesting to note there. 29 hits for Keandre Miller in the playoffs. He does have a hit tonight, so his next hit will be a 30th of the postseason, which will be very interesting to note there. Once again, Dorofiev. They're just showing him on the bench, as well as Keandre Miller. Shots are 9-7 in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes, if anyone's wondering. We are a minute and 45 seconds away from the halfway point of this game. Vegas has the puck in the defensive zone, stretch feed, and it's going to be a little bit too far, but it's on goal, so there's no icing here. And Vegas is able to intercept the puck for a second. Carolina gets it back into the neutral zone. Vegas has it in their own zone. Golden Knights, nice little pass there. The puck goes into the neutral zone. Both teams fighting for it. Now there's a stoppage in play. I don't know if there's going to be a penalty on the play here. We'll see. I think it might have just been a stoppage in play. So very interesting to note there. Once again, one of the trainers is talking to Noah Hannafin. And once again, it looks like Hannafin might be going down the tunnel for the Vegas Golden Knights. So that's not good news there for Vegas, as it looks like Hannafin is slowly going to the dressing room. That's not great news there for Vegas. They need some defensemen, especially with McNabb not 100%. So hopefully Hannafin is all right. Once again, this is a neutral zone faceoff draw here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. And the faceoff is going to be won by the Hurricanes. Canes get the puck, enter the offensive zone, and dump it in. Nice play there from Carolina. Lauzon's got it. Lauzon around to Anderson. Anderson tipped in to the neutral zone. Carolina's going to get it right there. Nikishin sends it all the way down the ice. Hart's got it first to Anderson. Anderson sends it along the boards to Slavin. And now Carey is trying to go after it. Carey has his pocket picked. Anderson's got it, trying to keep it along the boards. Robinson now has it. It's kept in. And that's going to be stopped for a hand pass by the Carolina Hurricanes. So I think the puck's going to go back into the neutral zone with 10:54 left here in the second period. So it'll be a neutral zone face-off draw here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. Once again, we're just seeing that hit that Hannafin took that sent him to the dressing room. It was from, I think, Jordan Martinook. I think he might have jammed his elbow or something like that, or his arm, because he couldn't move that thing a whole bunch. So not great news there. Hopefully Hannafin is all right. We do not want to see that, and hopefully he's able to get back in the game. But yeah, not great stuff there. Stahl, Jarvis, and Ehlers are out here right now in the faceoff dot. Vegas, however, wins it with Eichel, and now a nice stretch feed in here. Barbashev goes in after it. Ivan Barbashev is not able to stop the puck. Miller gets there first around the boards. Carolina can't clear it, and Vegas keeps in the offensive zone. Nice play there from the Golden Knights. Eichel tries to put one on net, and that one goes wide. And now Stevens looks like he takes a spill. Another spill. This might be a 3-on-1 here for the Canes. Miller, he's got the puck. Gets it across to pass is not there for Ehlers. And Vegas has numbers now. They're able to recover. Nice play there from the Golden Knights. And Vegas now has in the neutral zone. It's Eardor. Sends it all the way down the ice. And it's a nice play there from Eichel. Eichel sends it to Keandre Miller, or Miller intercepts it, and he sends it down to the Vegas zone. Knights try and get a little bit pass in. Hurdle hits a player off the puck, but Canes do get the puck in their own zone. Miller hit off by Dorofiev. Ehlers with a nice try for a feed in front. Hart, however, is able to get there first to avoid the breakaway and passes it around. Nice play there. Vegas has the puck. Hurdle sends it in to the offensive zone. Decisions goes in after it. It's 1-on-4 though. Anderson's able to cover it up before anything happens. And it looks like there might be a penalty on the play here. I'm not exactly sure what this was about, but it looked like the referee's hand was up. It might have either been offside or it might have been a penalty on the play. So we'll see exactly what happened. Let's see here. Hold on. It might have been a tripping call on Jarvis. Maybe we'll have to wait and see on that. Or it might have been just an offside call. So let's see here. Hold on a minute here, folks. Or maybe it's a too many men call. Either way, it looks like there might be a penalty here on the play. Maybe to the Carolina Hurricanes. But either way, we're going to a stoppage and play, a commercial break with just a little bit left. So very interesting to note there. I do agree with Marshall. Minnesota is definitely loading up to be a really good team. Like I said, I do believe that the Minnesota Wild are going to be a team who potentially wins the division next year and has a really good chance to come out of the Western Conference. They just need that number one center. If they can go out and acquire Dylan Larkin or Matt Barzal or Vincent Trocheck, strengthen the center group enough, whatever sort of trade package they need to give up, and keep most of that decor intact. Sign Quinn Hughes to an extension. Keep Jesper Wallstedt. I think the Minnesota Wild are going to be in a really, really good position to potentially go to the Stanley Cup final next year. Once again, they were my Cup favorites entering this year. I might have just been a year too early. So very interesting to note there, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Minnesota Wild. And once again, I've seen a lot of insiders link the Minnesota Wild to Dylan Larkin. Seems to be the sort of player that this team is looking for. Top line center. He's got a lot of friends from Team USA there. I think that could be a really good addition there for the Minnesota Wild. And like I said, I think it'll probably consist of a package of like Yurov, Hartman, a first-round pick, and probably another one or two assets. But I think that sort of a package could probably get a deal done for the Detroit Red Wings. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Very interesting that Dylan Larkin has requested a trade, and we'll see if he winds up getting moved or not. Well, I'll let you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Which team will be a good landing spot for Larkin, like I mentioned before? So very interesting note there. Golden Knights have 7 wins in their last 8 games and have only given up 18 goals against. So it's around 2.5 goals against per game. So very interesting to note there. The Knights are going to have a power play here. 9:44 left in the second period. So that's really good news there for the Golden Knights. Once again, it was a too many men penalty on the Carolina Hurricanes. So that is going to lead to a penalty play here for the Golden Knights. It is Hurdle who wins the draw. Back to the point shots. And that one stopped. Vegas gets the puck back. Golden Knights looking for some pressure here. Nice play there from Eichel below the goal line. Tries to get in front. Scores! Hurdle! Nice start for the power play. This one I'm pretty sure is going to count. Golden Knights up 1-0. Tomas Hurdle, how you doing? He got the game winner in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. He scores the first goal of the game in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas should be up 3-0, but they're at least going to be up 1-0. A huge goal here from Tomas Hurdle. This one's going to count right off the face-off draw. Just relentless pressure from Vegas. Eichel took the puck below the goal line, and then he just found Hurdle right in front. No chance for Frederik Andersen, and the Golden Knights take a 1-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. That's a great start from the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, Eichel with some really good play. Just finds a wide open Tomas Hurdle in front. That one's going to count, and the Golden Knights have opened the scoring. So really solid stuff there. Vegas has in their own zone. Power play goal, Tomas Hurdle. It's 5th of the playoffs now. Breakaway. In. Shoots! And that one was blocked. I think that was Carlson. Howden tried to put it in front. Scores! Oh, it took a deflection. Vegas is up 2. Oh my gosh. It went off of a Hurricane stick. Oh my gosh. Have a good night, Marshall. It's 2-0 Knights. Oh, that's going to be Mitch Marner's first Stanley Cup final goal. Oh, it goes off of a Hurricane skater and in. What a goal for Mitch Marner. It goes off of Sean Walker. Once again, a stretch feed for the Golden Knights. Enters the offensive zone. Carlson tried to put it in net. Marner tried to feed a pass back to Carlson. It goes off of Sean Walker and in. And just like that, the Vegas Golden Knights have a 2-0 lead. Just like that. Once again, they had 2-0 lead in the last game and blew it, but hopefully it's not the same this game. Walker is on the bench. Vegas has the puck in their own zone, now up 2-0, 16 seconds apart. Vegas trying to get back in the offensive zone, and they are not able to. Chatfield trying to get that puck back. And Vegas just manhandling Carolina off the puck right now in their own zone. Vegas trying to get the puck back, and they are able to get the puck. Dowd gets it back, shoots one on net. It's tipped in front. It goes wide. Vegas keeps in the offensive zone. Lauzon around the boards, and Dowd's got it. Dowd goes along the boards, passes it. Nice play there. And once again, they're just fighting for it. Dowd comes out into the center ice. However, Carolina just going to get it and dump it down. They go after a line change. Anderson with a nice play there. It's tipped in, and Vegas is actually going to not tip it. It's going to be stopped up, and the Carolina Hurricanes are going to have offenses on face-off draw. Marner and Hurdle, seconds apart. Once again, most points in the postseason in the Knights franchise history. Marner's got as many points as Eichel did in that Stanley Cup playoff run. Once again, in that playoff run, Eichel had 26 points and led the team. He's already got a goal and an assist tonight. So Mitch Marner's having himself a playoffs, and the Golden Knights having themselves a 2-0 lead with 8.5 left in the second period. Once again, Canes have offenses on faceoff draw after the icing. Vegas wins it. Anderson across to Theodore, and Vegas trying to get the puck out. They can't. Carolina keeps it in. Svechnikov to Aho. Aho to Walker. Shots. That one was blocked. Now the Golden Knights trying to get it. They can't. Miller to Walker with a shot. Tipped in front, and the puck's loose. However, Vegas is able to get the puck off the boards and then try and get the puck. They can't. The puck goes back into the Vegas zone. Carolina's offside, so Carolina has to touch up. Nice play there from Stone. Gets it back into the neutral zone. Here's Eichel. Enters the offensive zone. Jack Eichel looking for a passing play. Tries to get to Barbashev. Can't. Now it's Svechnikov on the other side. It's taken away by Stone. Stone gets it across to Eichel. He can't corral it. He gets the puck deep, though. Barbashev goes in after it again. Vegas does get the puck back along the boards. Barbashev trying to fight for it. Eichel takes it across. Actually, that's Dorofeev. Dorofeev keeps the cycle going along the boards, trying to keep away. Pass in front, and that's going to be right on goal for Anderson. He's going to cover up. So a nice stop there from Frederik Anderson. With 7:22 left, Dorofeev tried to feed it decisions, and he just could not find it. And Anderson was able to pounce on it. So once again, shots are now 12-9 in favor of Vegas, and they are up 2-0. So once again, in the span of 16 seconds, it went from 0-0 to 2-0. And once again, that Marner goal was a pure base of luck that just went off of Walker skating in. So once again, just a pure lucky goal from the Vegas Golden Knights that has them up 2-0. And once again, they've had 2 disallowed goals in this game. So technically, they've gone 4 pucks past Frederik Anderson. They just have not been able to finish it off. Let's see here. Hurdle, it's the offensive zone face-off draw. He is not able to win it. Vegas does keep possession in the offensive zone for a second. They keep it in. Hurdle, along the boards, trying to keep that puck, is not able to. Dorofeev can't. And now the puck trickles just outside the line. Coughlin's got it. Coughlin, nice little pass there. It's tipped in, and Vegas chases in after it again. Decisions. Trying to get past Chatfield, is not able to. Chatfield across to his D partner. Ehlers tips into the neutral zone. And now here comes Ehlers into the offensive zone. Tries a little bit. Pass shot. A nice chirp. And once again, Carolina keeps the zone. Slavin. And now it's turned over. Vegas trying to get a little bit of a break here. It's Golden Sessions with a shot. Stopped. And Vegas does keep possession of the offensive zone here. Nice play there on the puck as I think Hurdle was a shot! And that's actually Lauzon. He just can't put it home. Vegas is feeling it right now. It's Jarvis who doesn't get the puck out. Vegas has to go back in their own zone to corral it. Vegas into the offensive zone. It's Marner. Marner passes it across to McNabb. Stop! Shot! Stopped. And tried to bank it in off of one of the Hurricanes players. And now the puck sent all the way down the ice. This one's going to be an icing call. Vegas will have another offensive zone face-off draw here with 6 minutes left in the second period. Once again, this has been such an entertaining game. Sessions with a partial breakaway, put a slap shot on, and just off the end of Anderson's stick. And then once again, another nice pass there for McNabb, who outweighed a couple of people. Tried to feed it to Howden. It just went beyond him. And McNabb was a little bit upset with that play. So once again, shots are 13-11 now. Vegas wins the offensive zone. Vegas, pass, Marner shoots, and that one's stopped by Anderson. He's going to glove it and lead another face-off draw. So very interesting to note there. 14-11 shots on goal right now for the Golden Knights, and they are up right now. So once again, the Knights did lead 2-0 in the last game. Carolina scored 3 unanswered and stopped the comeback attempt. And then Vegas was down 2-0 in the first period in the first game, scored 4 unanswered and came back. So far, both teams have had 2-0 leads at one point, and the team who's had the 2-0 lead has lost. So it's no guarantee that the Vegas Golden Knights win this game, but they're in a pretty good position, and maybe unlike last game, they're able to lock down the fort here and try and hold on for the victory. There's still 6 minutes left in the second, and then, of course, 10 minutes in the third, or 20 minutes in the third. So offensive zone face-off draw here for the Golden Knights, and the puck is bouncing around. Carolina does come away with it, and Vegas is not going to be able to get there. Tipped into the Vegas zone. Hart's got it below the goal line, around the boards, gets it to Marner. Marner trying to put it around the boards is able to, but that's going to be stopped up by the Hurricanes. It's Walker who sends it deep. It's stopped up by Vegas. And now maybe a breakaway here. It's I think Marner. Marner in. Marner shoots. And he just put it wide. Tried to do a little bit of back and forth like he did against Anaheim, against those Style in Game 6. Vegas still doesn't intercept it. Keeps it in. Marner again. Marner shoots and scores. Marner's got 2. Vegas has 3. It's 3-0. What an effort here from the Golden Knights in the second period. They've had 2 disallowed goals because of coaches' challenges, and they've scored 3 since then. Mitch Marner has his 8th career multi-goal playoff game and is now the Golden Knights franchise leader for points in a postseason run. What an effort from Marner to not give up on that play, and it's 3-0 Golden Knights. Once again, Marner, breakaway. It was a brilliant save from Frederik Andersen to stop him on the breakaway attempt and put that puck wide. And then, of course, Carolina turns it over in the offensive zone. It goes right back to Marner, and this time Marner does not miss. Once again, outweighed Anderson, put the puck home, and the Vegas Golden Knights are up 3-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes. What a effort from the Vegas Golden Knights. It's Mitch Marner, and it's Mitch Marner again. Once again, I think that's his playoffs leading and team leading 27th point of the postseason. Just unreal stuff from Marner. Vegas has the puck again, trying to center a little bit of a stretch feed here. Vegas going in on the offensive zone, and they send it around the boards. Dowd is going to send it back around the boards. Vegas was a nice little step up here. And the Golden Knights keep the puck in the offensive zone. Trying to get something going here. Shoots! And that one's stopped by Anderson. The puck goes around the boards, and Gostisbehere's got it. Gostisbehere below his own goal line. 4:50 left here in the second. 3-0 Knights. Vegas now is trying to halt Carolina from getting any sort of comeback attempt mounted. And once again, they stop from Hart. Vegas has it below the goal line, along the boards to Dowd. Dowd sends it into the neutral zone. It goes right back into the Carolina Hurricane zone. A stretch feed here from Theodore tipped in, and that puck looks like out of play. So 4.5 minutes left here, second period. 3-0 Golden Knights. It looks like we're going to a commercial break. So Marner has 2 goals, an assist, a 3-point night, and he's now the franchise leader in points in the postseason run for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's just crazy how good Mitch Marner has been doing for the Vegas Golden Knights. And once again, the Maple Leafs in their first season without Mitch Marner got the first overall pick. So maybe Marner wasn't the problem in Toronto. Once again, we're in a commercial break. You're not missing anything here. So very interesting to note there. Hold on a minute here, folks. Once again, we got about 4-ish minutes left in the second period, and then we got the entirety of the third. So once again, we'll be doing the intermission report, reporting what's happened so far in the intermission, and then of course I'll be talking about a couple other pieces of news during the intermission break. So hope you guys are able to stay tuned for those ones. Once again, very interesting stuff here between the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes, but 3-0 Knights right now. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here, folks. Just give me one quick second. Once again, yeah, it's been a really good game so far from Vegas. So interesting stuff so far. 3-0. They scored 5 second period goals. 2 of them were called back for coaches' challenges. So like Vegas has actually been doing fantastically in the second period, and they're up 3-0 because of it. First, it was Hurdle on the power play. Then it was Marner who backhanded a puck that went in off of Sean Walker. And then Marner with just a beautiful play to score a goal, his first and second Stanley Cup final goal, and his NHL career. So like that's so crazy that the Golden Knights have been able to get up to 3-0 lead. Once again, neither team's been able to get up to a 3-0 lead because each time in the first 2 games the team got up to a 2-0 lead. It made it a 2-1 game. So we haven't had a team get up to a 3-0 lead yet. So Vegas is looking like they're in a really good position to maybe break the trend of teams blowing 2-goal leads and losing the games like they have been in the first 2 games. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I think it's a neutral zone faceoff draw here for the Golden Knights. So just outside the Hurricanes' blue line, Eichel loses the draw. Carolina's got the puck again. Chatfield sends it into the offensive zone. Here come the Hurricanes. Jarvis along the boards to Ehlers. Ehlers is going to lose the puck. Vegas has it again, and it's tipped into the offensive zone. And it's Barbashev who's chasing Chatfield. Barbashev is going to hit Chatfield. Chatfield does make the play, though, and Carolina gets the puck into the offensive zone. Vegas chips it back into the neutral zone. It goes all the way down to the Carolina Hurricane zone, and that's going to be an icing call on Vegas. So offensive zone face-off draw here for the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Marner's been a spectacular story for the Golden Knights. Like he has a 3-point night tonight so far. He's up 27 points on the playoffs. Like Marner's just producing really, really well when it's a huge moment here for the Golden Knights. Once again, the winner of this game here goes up 2-1 in the series. So yeah, it will be very interesting to see what winds up happening here. Vegas is going to be waved out of the draw. Nope, Eichel's still in there against, I think that's Aho. Or actually Stankoven, and Stankoven wins at Carolina. The point shoots, and that one's stopped by Hart. The rebound goes wide, and Vegas is able to cover it up. Nice play there from Carter Hart to cover up the puck after Hull tried to bank it in off of Hart. 3:56 left, second period. Another face-off is coming to the left of Carter Hart. Once again, nice try there at the point. It was a shot from Carolina. It went through, and once again, Hart found that loose puck away from Taylor Hall. So very interesting to note there, and some really good options here for the Hurricanes to try and get something on the board. Shots are currently 14-12 in favor of Vegas. Carolina's got the puck in the neutral zone. It's Nikishin. Nikishin back across. Pass it in front, and that puck just goes wide. Vegas now has the puck. It's Howden who stops up, tries to get the puck back, and he is able to. It's cleared into the neutral zone, and Carolina stops up and gets it. They dump it back into the Vegas zone. Hart gloves it. McNabb's got it to Theodore. Theodore, nice stretch feed. And now maybe another break here for the Golden Knights. Breakaway shoots! And Howden just can't put it home. Oh, nice try there from Brett Howden. Vegas is able to keep the puck in the offensive zone for a second. However, they turn it back over, and Gosselberg gets it to the blue line, enters the offensive zone, and Gosselberg gets the puck back. Gosselberg passes it across. I think that's Stankoven. Back to Nikishin, however, he turns it over. And maybe a break here from Marner. Looking for the hat trick. Mitch Marner shoots, scores, hat trick. Vegas is out 4-0. Trick for Mitch Marner. Oh my gosh, 3 minutes left. Second period. 4-0 Vegas. And that's Marner's second career playoff hat trick. He has both of them in this playoff run. 4-point night and 3-goal game for Mitch Marner. And this game may already be out of reach for the Carolina Hurricanes. 16 shots for the Knights. What an effort from Marner in the playoffs. Remember, the Golden Knights won the Cup back in 2023. Mark Stone had a hat trick Marner's just scored another hat trick for the Golden Knights. Once again, Howden had a nice move there, could not find it, and then Marner, partial breakaway. He just actually shot this puck past Frederik Andersen. What a game so far from Mitch Marner. And I'm sure Leafs fans can just look on in where was this during the 9 years that the Leafs had Mitch Marner. I cannot believe the game that the Golden Knights have had. They put 6 pucks past Frederik Andersen in the second period. If not for some coaches' challenges, this could easily be 5 or 6 nothing Golden Knights. Once again, Howden just happy on the bench to get that Marner got the goal after he missed the opportunity to go backhand forehand. They're all collecting the hats right now. 3:08 left in the second period, actually. It's 4-0 Vegas off of a natural hat trick from Mitch Marner. Unreal stuff from the Vegas Golden Knights. Huge off-season acquisition from last year. Like, Marner has been spectacular. I think that's up to 28 points now in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like, he's 2 points shy of 30. Like, Marner's having himself one heck of a playoff run for the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, there's been some comebacks over the first few games. If Vegas can do this in the second, Carolina can do this in the third. But I'm thinking this is a very likely chance that the Vegas Golden Knights at this point win this game. Once again, Vegas is looking phenomenal. 16-12 shots on goal right now for the Golden Knights. 3:08 left in the second. 4-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights. And once again, they're just viewing it on the Hurricanes players along the bench, which look absolutely shocked because in the span of just over 7 minutes, it's gone from a scoreless game to a 4-0 Knights lead. So, this has been such an entertaining game. And once again, Vegas has put 6 pucks into the net in the second period. If not for the coaches' challenges from Rob Brindamore, this could easily be a 6-0 lead right now for the Vegas Golden Knights, which is absolutely absurd. So very interesting to note there. Marner with the natural hat trick. I think he has a 4-point night tonight. He's up to 28 points on this playoff run for the Vegas Golden Knights, which is the most in a postseason run in Vegas playoff history. So, this has been absolutely absurd stuff from Mitch Marner, his 10th of the postseason. So, he's been doing really good. Vegas has the puck in the neutral zone. They tip it back into the Carolina zone. Carolina regains possession of the puck, and they're going to try and get the puck back. Vegas sends it into the neutral zone. Vegas cannot corral it. Now the Golden Knights have it. Dorofeyev sends it back into the offensive zone. This is really reminiscent of the Ducks-Knights Game 3 when the Knights absolutely exploded against the Anaheim Ducks. Vegas has the puck. Maybe a little break here. The backhand shot, and that one goes wide. Nice try there from Dorofeyev. He gets it back around to Hertl. Hertl is going to lose the puck battle to Walker, and the Knights cannot keep the puck in the offensive zone. Now Anderson's got it, backhands it into the neutral zone, and now it looks like there's a little bit of pushing and shoving between Lauzon and Robinson, as it looks like a little bit of frustration is boiling over here for the Hurricanes. I wonder if this is going to be a penalty here, or if this is just going to be some more 5-on-5 hockey. Svechnikov had a nice hit there, and looks like he might have been a little bit shaken up on that play. Let's see here. We did see Hanifin go off earlier in the game after taking a big hit. Svechnikov was the one who delivered that hit. Let's see here. It looks like he's still on the bench, so it looks like he's still fine. But yeah, it looks like he was a tiny bit shaken up after that hit. So very interesting note there. 2:23 left here, second period, 4-0 Golden Knights. Once again, Canes have it in the neutral zone, send it deep into the Hurricane zone, and Vegas has it around the boards. Turnover, Carolina's got it. It's Carolina behind the goal, trying to find a pass in front, and is got to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere walks the line, and passes it across shots, and that one stopped by Carter Hart, and Carolina can't keep it in. Vegas chasing it after it against Shane Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere's got there first, and he is going to pass it, and it's turned over. Vegas keeps in the offensive zone. Dowd trying to get there. He's able to. Cole Smith goes after it. Cole Smith are on the boards. However, Jarvis intercepts it. Jarvis to Stankoven. Stankoven is going to, or actually that's Ehlers, mind you, and he's going to turn the puck over. Vegas gets the puck. However, they can't get the puck out. Now Vegas holds possession, and they pass the puck out to Eichel. Eichel enters the offensive zone. Dumps it in, a minute and a half left. Barbashev goes in after along with Mark Stone. Stone is not able to get there. Nikishin is. And Nikishin is going to stop up behind the net. Actually, that's Stankoven. And Slavin's now got it. Slavin to Chatfield. A minute 15 seconds left in the second period. Chatfield dumps it in, and Hart can't corral the puck. It goes to the corner. Vegas is able to get there first. Board battle here. Hurricanes get the puck back. Stankoven shot Slavin, and that one's going to be stopped wide. And now Vegas cannot get the puck back. Shot from Slavin, and that's going to be intercepted, blocked by Mark Stone. And the Golden Knights had the puck back again. Mark Stone. And now it's a tip in front, and Vegas intercepts it. Stone trying to get a pass in front. He's able to. 40 seconds left. Howden entering the offensive zone. Puts one in front, and that one's going to be put wide. Carlson goes in after it. Carlson can't get there first, and McNabb gets it to Marner. Marner tries to get to Carlson, can't. Marner gets the puck back, puts one on goal, and that one's going to be stopped. And now a little bit of a stretch feed here, just a little bit out of the reach of Taylor Hall. And here comes Marner with a nice stretch feed, gets the puck into the offensive zone, and this is going to be an icing call here on the Vegas Golden Knights. So 20 seconds left here, second period. Golden Knights up 4-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes. Stone tries to send it to Howden, who tried to force his way into the into the net, and he just couldn't put it past Frederik Andersen, so a good stop there. And now an offensive zone face-off draw here for the Canes with 20 seconds left here in the second period, and a little bit of a tired bodies out there for the Golden Knights. Carlson against, I think that's Aho, and the puck is won by the Golden Knights. They get the puck back, and it's off the boards and out into the neutral zone with 13 seconds left. And Carolina sends it back into the offensive zone. However, they're offside. They have to stop up. 7 seconds left here. Vegas off the boards into the neutral zone, and it's not going to be enough time for another shot. So that's going to end the second period with the Vegas Golden Knights scoring 4 goals in the matter of, I think, 7 or 8 minutes after having 2 goals disallowed earlier in the second period. That has led the Golden Knights to a 4-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. What an effort from Vegas. And once again, Svechnikov just pushed Marner after the icing call. And now a lot of the Canes players are getting very frustrated with Mitch Marner after scoring the natural hat trick and having a 4-point night. So very interesting to note there. We're going to send this to intermission. So just give me one quick sec here, folks. This is going to go to intermission. And we are going to have another commercial break. So once again, we're in intermission. You guys are not missing anything. A couple of disallowed goals from Vegas, but then they turned up the heat. Hurdle, Marner. I know I didn't glitch there. That's just the way that the goal scoring has been. Mitch Marner with a 3-goal natural hat trick, second period, and the Vegas Golden Knights are up 4-0 entering the third period. So once again, we'll go quickly here to the intermission report. So in the second period, so far the shots are 16-12 for the Golden Knights. So Golden Knights did outshoot the Hurricanes 14-5 in that second period. So remember, they only had 2 shots in the first. So they definitely turned up the Jets in the second period. The first goal was actually disallowed. It was a goal from Mark Stone on a breakaway, but it was called off because of an offside call on Brett Howden after Rob Brindamore challenged the play, which would make it 1-0 and then scoreless. Then there was a goal from Jack Eichel that was once again called back because of a goal interference call from Ivan Barbashev after a coach's challenge, which would make it from 1-0 to back to scoreless. But then the actual goals. First, it was Tomas Hertl, his 5th of the postseason, on the power play from Eichel and Marner, 10:26 at the first of the second period will make it 1-0 Knights. Then Mitch Marner from William Karlsson and Shea Theodore off a deflection off of Sean Walker's skate and in 16 seconds later would make it a 2-0 lead for the Golden Knights. Then, less than 4 minutes later, Mitch Marner scored from Braden McNabb to make it 3-0 Golden Knights. And then 2 minutes and 20 seconds after that, Mitch Marner scored from Tomas Hertl to complete the natural hat trick, have a 4-point night, and put the Vegas Golden Knights up 4-0. And that's where we sit right now. Knights up 4-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes at intermission. Once again, face-off percentage right now is in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes, out winning the face-offs to the Vegas Golden Knights 22 out of 40. So they have won 55% of the face-offs. Vegas is 1-for-1 on the power play. The Hurricanes have yet to have a power play, so there's only been 1 power play in the entire game, and Vegas was able to capitalize on that. When it comes to hits, Vegas is out hitting Carolina 42-25. Vegas leads in the block shot category 16-10. Carolina leads in the giveaway category 19-10, and both teams have 3 takeaways apiece. So very interesting to note there, but Marner has had himself one heck of a game, and the Vegas Golden Knights are up 4-0 because of it. So very interesting to note there. Hold on. According to Pierre LeBrun recently, I didn't see this recently, but this just came up on my thing. Steve Yzerman has been handed a short list of teams at this point that Larkin will be willing to be traded to. So we know that Larkin has no trade clause. He asked for a trade a couple of days ago out of Detroit. So I do wonder who's going to be on that short list and who's going to be okay for Larkin to be traded to. I think the Red Wings would prefer to trade him to the West, which is why I think Minnesota, Winnipeg, Anaheim, and Los Angeles are the most likely landing spots for Dylan Larkin. But it's going to be very interesting to note there. So very interesting to note there. And once again, I'll let you guys' thoughts. What's your opinion on this? Because I have my own opinions on this, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat below. If the Red Wings do trade Larkin, which I think they will probably wind up doing, who did they acquire back in a potential deal? Like I think Minnesota, Anaheim, they could get some decent pieces from them. But are they going to go through a retool? Like Detroit has the current longest playoff drought in the entire NHL in about 10 years. So they do have a long playoff drought. But do they try and go for it after trading Dylan Larkin? Or do they try and do like a little bit of a reset, a retool? They have some younger players, like a Raymond, like a Sider, so they have some pieces to build around, but maybe this isn't the time to go for the playoffs. Like if you look at that division, Montreal, Buffalo, and Ottawa are not going anywhere. If anything, there's a very likely chance all three teams get better this offseason. Toronto and Florida, after missing the playoffs last year, are a little more healthy, a little more rested, and are probably going to be a lot better next year. So you got those two going to be a lot better. Tampa and Boston are going to be no slouches. I think they are due for some regression, but I think they're still going to be really good. And then you've got Detroit. So with only at the very most 5 teams making it from the Atlantic Division, is this really the year for Detroit to go for the playoffs, especially if they lose Dylan Larkin? Like, you're not going to have a number one center. So do they try and go for like some sort of small retool, rebuild sort of thing? Like maybe trade guys who are penny UFAs. Like, let's actually look at potential trade options here for the Detroit Red Wings if they do wind up going through some sort of like a retool phase. Players who are, I think, penny UFAs will make most sense to be dealt. So let's see here. You got Andrew Kopp, who's got 1 year left on his deal, Mason Appleton, and Alex DeBrincat. So if Larkin goes and you don't think you're going to be a playoff team this year, do you trade Alex DeBrincat, who's a proven 35 to 40 goal scorer? Do you trade Andrew Kopp, who's a pretty decent middle six forward? Do you trade Mason Appleton? Because those guys are all entering their deals. If you don't think they can bring them back, maybe you trade those guys. Maybe Patrick Kane doesn't come back. That's a possibility. Comfort and Rasmussen both have a couple of years left before they turn into UFA status on the forward group. Do they consider moving those guys? Falk's going to be a year away from UFA status. Do you trade Justin Falk after acquiring him last year? I mean, you gave up your 14th overall pick for Justin Falk. Do you really want to trade him after a few games? You've also got Jacob Bernard-Docker, who's going to be UFA after next year. You've also got Albert Johansson, who's got a couple of years left on his deal before he becomes a UFA. So it'll be very interesting to see which route the Detroit Red Wings wind up going. Gibson's got 1 year left on his deal. So did you trade John Gibson? Like, I think they could have some pretty good pieces if they try to go through the retool phase. Like, you could trade DeBrincat, you could trade Falk, you could trade Kopp, you could trade Gibson. You trade all 4 of those guys along with Dylan Larkin. You get some really good young pieces back. I could see them be a team who contends in like maybe 1 to 2 years. But with how stacked that Atlantic division is right now, it might not make a ton of sense, especially if the Red Wings deal Larkin, to try and go for it this year. So let me get your guys' thoughts down in the chat below. If the Detroit Red Wings do move Dylan Larkin, which is what sort of gearing up for right now, what sort of a return could they get from which team? And B, do they go through a short-term retool or potentially down a longer-term rebuild? Or do you think the Red Wings will still be able to go for it even if they trade Dylan Larkin? We'll let you guys' thoughts down below. Just give me one quick sec here, folks. Just want to make sure my thing doesn't die. So I'm just going to plug this in right now. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Dylan Larkin situation and what do you think winds up happening with Dylan Larkin. Does he get dealt? Does he stay in Detroit? And what do you think about him requesting a trade? So very interesting to note there. I think a Minnesota Wild team would be very likely to land him because I do think he's got a lot of his old buddies from from Team USA in there, and Hughes and Faber and Boldy. And I think he would be a really solid fit as that team's number one center. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Edmonton, what do you think will happen with the Edmonton Oilers? There's been some talk recently that some people close to Oilers management have said that the Oilers are prepared to move Darnell Nurse this offseason. I did mention that in my offseason preview video for the Oilers. I did say that moving Darnell Nurse had to be a priority. Now, like I said, Darnell Nurse is not a bad defenseman. I actually think he's a pretty good defenseman, but he's a defensive liability and he's making way too much money. So if the Oilers move Darnell Nurse to a team, retain $2 to $3 million, make him a $6 to $7 million player, and the acquiring team can pair him with a defensive-minded defenseman on the second pair, I think Darnell Nurse could be a really solid offensive defenseman, putting up like 40 to 50, maybe even 60 points on a right team. So, like, I think moving Darnell Nurse has to be a priority. Once again, I think if they buy out Darnell Nurse, like, the cap doesn't really change. So, I think maybe moving him with like $2 to $3 million retained will be a lot smarter of a move for the Edmonton Oilers. Now, what do you think could be some landing spots for Darnell Nurse? Love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. I think San Jose has been mentioned a lot. They make a ton of sense. Toronto, Detroit, especially if they do want to try and still go for it even after the Larkin deal. I do think moving Darnell Nurse might make some sense. Acquiring Darnell Nurse might make some sense. I don't even think it's going to be a terribly big ask. Like, I know a lot of Oilers fans are looking like first round pick and top prospect for Darnell Nurse, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. Even if they do get it down to like a $6 to $7 million AAV, I think the best return the Oilers can get for a Darnell Nurse would probably be like maybe a second round pick and a pretty decent prospect or a young roster player. Like, I could see that happening, but I don't feel like a first round pick and top prospect are going to be dealt for Darnell Nurse. So, like, we'll have to wait and see on that. More than anything, that's a team helping the Edmonton Oilers out of a cap problem. I know Nurse is still a pretty decent defenseman and could still flourish in another team, but the main reason Nurse is being traded by Edmonton is because he's going to be a cap dump. So, like, I don't think he's going to be a pure cap dump. He'll only get like a very low return back, especially if there's retention involved. But I just really do not believe the Edmonton Oilers are going to be able to get a really solid return for Darnell Nurse. So I'll be very interested to know there what you guys think of the Larkin situation, the Nurse situation. Let me know down below. What sort of teams do you think would move some first round picks before this year's draft? We do have the draft live streams coming out in 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks today that the round 2 through 7 live stream is going to be coming out. I'm only doing rounds 2 through 4. And then it was 3 weeks yesterday that was going to be round 1 of the draft, which are also going to be live streaming. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for the start of the draft and the second rounds 2 through 4 of the draft. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for those ones. We do still have a couple minutes, I think, before the start of the third period, if I am correct. Yeah, there's still a couple of minutes left. So, like I said, let your guys' thoughts down below on the Larkin situation, on the Nurse situation. What do you think will happen with those teams, and what other moves do you think we could see happen this offseason? Do the Florida Panthers move their first round pick, or the Jets, or the Kraken, the 9th, 8th, or 7th overall pick? Could they get dealt? Do the Seattle Kraken go after someone again? Does Jordan Kyrou get moved by the St. Louis Blues? Does Vinny Trocheck get moved by the New York Rangers? Does Blake Coleman get moved by the Calgary Flames? There's some very interesting names out there on the trade market who I think could definitely get moved for the right price. So it'll be very interesting to note there what winds up happening here between the Knights and the Canes, but also what happens for the rest of the offseason. So very interesting to note there. We will probably see some more things happen over the next couple of weeks. I'm surprised we haven't seen at least 1 to 2 big trades from over the past couple of weeks. So I am expecting the trade stuff to pick up over the next little bit. Like, I think probably next week we'll see a couple of big trades, not on the days when there's a Stanley Cup final game. So probably not Tuesday or Thursday, or if it's necessary, Sunday. But I do think there's a very lucky chance we will see this. There's be some trades this over the next couple of weeks, because we now are under 3 weeks before the start of the NHL draft. So you gotta think there's going to be a couple of trades happening. Like I said, there's probably going to be some trades that happen between the draft and free agency, and then after free agency. So we are going to have a lot of very interesting news over the next little bit. So very interesting to note there. Once again, so we are still a little bit away from the start of the third period. So that's very interesting to note there. Once again, who do you think will be a very good landing spot for Dylan Larkin? Let me know down below. And once again, if you guys haven't already, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell all your friends best hockey content on YouTube right here at the End to End Hockey channel. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers. before our live stream for the draft in a couple of weeks. So if you guys haven't already and you like the content, definitely leave a subscribe down below. On top of that, we are going to have a couple more videos coming out. Our next live stream will be next Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. I'm not streaming Game 4, but I will be streaming Game 5, potentially, depending on how the next two games go, the last game of the Stanley Cup Final. So very interesting note there. If there is a Game 6 the following Sunday or a Game 7 the following Wednesday, I will also try and stream those games, but I'm not going to make any promises when we don't even know yet if there will be a Game 6 or a Game 7. So very interesting to note there. On top of that, we do also have a couple of other things coming out in the very near future. Like if you look at what I'm trying to do over the next couple of days, when it comes to videos coming out over the next little bit, I'm going to try either later tonight or tomorrow at some point to have Utah Tampa offseason preview, trade rumor video for the for some news that's happened over the past little while, including the Dylan Larkin stuff, and a fan reaction for Game 2 of the Hurricanes Night series, all to come out either later tonight or tomorrow morning. So I'm going to try and have that happen. And then tomorrow at some point, I'm going to try and have a fan reaction for tonight's game between the Knights and the Canes out. And then as well, if I can get around to it, I'm going to try and get a fan off-season preview video for the Wild and the Flyers out tomorrow as well. If I'm not able to, that video will come out on Monday. Then when it comes to next week, I'm going to probably have Monday have a What If the NHL Had a Script. And then from Tuesday to Saturday, I'll probably have a couple off-season previews and news and rumor videos. Off-season previews, I'm going to try and finish up that series next week. On Saturday, I'm probably going to try and have another mock draft with trades. This will probably be my second to last mock draft. I'll probably have one just a couple of days before the actual draft happens. So that's another interesting thing. And then on top of that, we are also going to do fan reactions and game recaps the day after the next few Stanley Cup Final games happen. And once again, planning on having maybe a couple of other smaller videos. Like we're probably going to have a couple of shorts out next week. And on top of that, I'm probably also going to have a couple of news update videos, especially if there's any sort of big signings or some big trades that happen. So it'll be very interesting to note there. But we're definitely going to be having some more off-season content over the next couple of weeks leading up to our live stream for the draft on June 26th and 27th, and for our live stream for the free agency day on July 1st. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for those ones. And once again, we're probably going to have a little bit of a shorter live stream on July 1st because there's not a whole bunch of free agents right now. We're going to have a little bit more of like other videos, but we will have at least one live stream, even if it's for like an hour or two on free agency day. So very interesting to note there. We're about a minute away from the start of the third period, so we're going to get everything back up and running. So hold on a minute here, folks. Just give me one quick sec to set everything back up. And it looks like we are good to go. So that's fantastic. We are still in a commercial break, so you're not missing a thing. Once again, if you guys are just joining us, in the second period, we entered it scoreless. 2 goals were called off in the first 4 minutes for the Vegas Golden Knights. It was a breakaway goal from Stone and a tip-in goal from Jack Eichel. Both were called off due to coaches' challenges, one for offside, one for goalie interference, which kept the game scoreless. But since then, Vegas has exploded. A power play goal from Hurdle opened the scoring, and then after that, natural hat-trick for Mitch Marner. 3 straight goals, and he's got 4.8. He's now the all-time leader in points in a postseason run for a Vegas player in Golden Knights franchise history, more than Jack Eichel had during the time that the Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup. So once again, Marner's having himself a game. Marner had himself a second period, and once again, still stuff there from the Vegas Golden Knights. So once again, we're just about to get started here for the start of the third period. As the Golden Knights are going to look to try and close this game out and avoid another comeback attempt from the Carolina Hurricanes. So we'll see how things go here. Once again, Game 4, which I'm not streaming, but will be on at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday. So that'll be very interesting to see how that game goes. That game will also be in Vegas. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Mitch Marner was acquired last offseason. They're just showing him right now in all of his highlights of his goals. The first one was tipped in by Sean Walker, which was really good stuff there from Marner. Then McNabb passed to Marner, who was able to outweight him after the breakaway goal. So very interesting stuff there from Mitch Marner. Actually, no, there was the breakaway goal, the partial breakaway, slap shot, hat trick goal. So very good stuff there from Mitch Marner, who's been having himself a game tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights. Fastest hat trick in Stanley Cup final history with 6 minutes and 10 seconds it took. So, yeah, Mitch Marner's breaking some records for the Vegas Golden Knights. So, very good stuff there. And actually, they pulled Frederik Andersen. Okay, so this is Brendan Bussi now in net for the Carolina Hurricanes. So, they made a goalie swap after allowing 4 goals on 16 shots, including 4 goals and 14 shots in the second period. The Carolina Hurricanes have pulled Frederik Andersen, who has been phenomenal. Actually, in the first few games in the Stanley Cup final, he was fantastic. Only gave up more than 3 goals once in his first, 13 games. But then the last 3, he's given up 5, 3, and tonight he's given up 4 already. So he's pulled. Boosie's in net. Hurricanes in the neutral zone face-off draw to get back into the Vegas zone. And Vegas is going to try and get that puck free. Dowd against Svechnikov and Robinson, I think that is. Jankowski's out there too with Svechnikov. Lazon is trying to fight for that puck. Dowd does get that puck back for a second. Carolina's trying to get it. Robinson's playing with Svechnikov right now. And Jankowski, very interesting note there. Shot tipped wide on Hart. And Carolina's got the puck around the boards. And Vegas intercepts it. Anderson sends it. And now maybe a little bit of a break here for the Golden Knights. Nice try there. Smith has it intercepted by Nikishin. And Nikishin turns it over. And Cole Smith can't play it there. Vegas trying to get the puck back. And it's Aho back across to the start. Here's Blake. Blake wing shoots, and that one stopped. With the game, they've got Aho here playing with Hall and Blake. And now Vegas is able to get the puck free into the neutral zone. I think this might be Marner again. Marner is going to backhand one, shoots, and that one's stopped by Brendan Bussi. Puck goes back to the point. Vegas with another shot, and that one goes wide. Vegas looking for the puck. Aho gets it, clears it, but it's not out. McNabb holds the line. McNabb to Carlson. Carlson to Marner. Marner, or actually that's Howden. Howden back to the point to Theodore, to McNabb. McNabb fakes a shot. Now he puts one on goal. It's weak, but goes right to Mitch Marner. Marner is going to have the puck poked out of his stick, and the puck goes back into the Vegas zone. Theodore sends one all the way down the ice. However, it's stopped up in the own zone by Carolina, so no icing. And now Carolina's going to try and get a change here. Chatfield in his own zone. Turns it over. Maybe a break here for the Golden Knights. Stone shoots! And that one goes wide. Nice try there from Mark Stone. Vegas still applying some pretty good pressure on Brendan Bussi, who's now in goal for the Carolina Hurricanes. Vegas now has the puck again. Tipped into the offensive zone. And Bussi gets across to Chatfield. Chatfield sends it for Slavin as he stops up and tries to set something up here. Slavin gets it to Chatfield. It's sent into the offensive zone. Vegas has the puck again. Coughlin is going to get it around. Hannafin's out there, so that's really good news there for the Golden Knights. Hannafin back to the point, and Carolina's got the puck again. Chatfield is going to turn it over. Vegas sets it to the red line and dumps it in. Sissons cannot get the puck, and now here comes Carolina, trying a little bit of stretch feed here for Stahl. Stahl gets it behind the net, trying to keep away from some of the Golden Knights players. However, the Golden Knights are able to get it. They hit it off the boards and into the neutral zone. 3 minutes gone here. Third period, still 4-0 Knights. And now Carolina's got the puck in the neutral zone. Ehlers drops it off. Here comes Carolina. Robinson can't get it. They just dump it in, and now they go after it. Stahl's got it. Stahl passing it to Ehlers. It's intercepted, and Vegas is going to try and get a passing lane here. Here comes Cole Smith, and it's poke checked away from him. Smith has the puck in the corner. Now Dowd's got it. Dowd, and it looks like there might be a penalty here on the play. Let's see. It looks like Cole Smith might be going to the box here for taking the helmet off of one of the Hurricanes players. Let's see here. Hold on a minute here. Minute 15 seconds left here in the third period. 4-0 here for the Golden Knights. Let's see here. Once again, Marner tried a little bit of a backhand shot. However, he just couldn't get that shot away, and now that one was stopped by the mask of Brendan Bussi. So very interesting to note there. Mark Stone with another nice slap shot. I think he just put just wide and high on the goal. So very interesting to know there. And then once again, Cole Smith was trying to fight for the puck. And yeah, Smith is going to the box. It's a holding the stick penalty on Cole Smith. So Cole Smith goes to the box, and Carolina goes to the power play. This is going to be the Hurricanes' first power play of the game. Aho, Stel Jarvis, Svechnikov, and Gostisbehere on the ice. Remember, this power play they scored twice in the last game against the Golden Knights. So we'll see if they're able to score again. Carolina's got at the point. It's Gostisbehere shoots, and that one goes wide, tipped, and Vegas is able to clear the puck down into the neutral zone. And now Vegas maybe trying to outrace Carolina here. Boosie's got below the goal line. And once again, the power play has only been 14.5% for the Hurricanes in the postseason. And Vegas has an 85% penalty kill unit. So once again, Vegas has been really good in the penalty kill. Not overly great in the last game, but still very good stuff there. Carolina enters the offensive zone. They trip and fall, and Vegas flips it into the neutral zone. Gostisbehere's got it. Gostisbehere enters the offensive zone again for the Carolina Hurricanes. Gets it to Jarvis. Jarvis back to the point to Gostisbehere picked off. Here comes Marner. A potential break again. Mitch Marner's taken down. Penalty on Sebastian Aho. And I think that might be a penalty shot. I think this might actually be a penalty shot for Mitch Marner. Let's see here. It might be another opportunity here for Marner to get another goal. Let's see here, folks. Once again, Aho caught him from behind and took him down. Once again, Marner was just another nice play off of Shane Gostisbehere. And another nice try there from Aho. His glove was slapped off by Aho to try and stop him on the breakaway. And nice try there from Mitch Marner. And yep, this is going to be a penalty shot on Brendan Boosie. Marner walks in, coming in, back at forehand, takes the shot, and he can't put it home. Nice stop there from Brendan Boosie on the penalty shot attempt. So once again, a nice opportunity there for Marner to get the shot to put his fourth of the game up, and he just was not able to. 1:11 left on the power play here, and it'll be, I think, an offensive zone face-off draw here for the Knights. Once again, nice stop there from Brendan Boosie. Was able to stay with Mitch Marner the entire time, and yeah, just was able to get that glove on the puck. So solid play there from Boosie to stop Mitch Marner on the penalty shot attempt and keep this a 4-0 game for the Golden Knights. Once again, the puck is won by Carolina around the boards. They keep the puck in the defensive zone. Nikishin has it, and it's Alex Nikishin. Nikishin along the boards, sends it back, and Carolina is going to start trying to get something up. However, Stone with the intercept, and he just sends it all the way down the ice. Carolina's got the puck back. 50 seconds left on the power play. 15 and a half left in the third period. It's Nikishin. Nikishin entering the offensive zone. Passes it across, and in comes the Hurricanes. Nice play shot. Goes wide on Hart, and now it's Blake. Blake sends it around to Stankoven. Or actually, that's to Walker. Now Hall's got it. Hall back across to Nikishin. Back across. Nikishin gets a shot, and that one's going to be blocked. 20 seconds left on the power play. Hurricanes are on the boards. Back to the point to Blake. Blake walks in. Passes it across to Stankoven. Back to Blake. Blake gets it to Nikishin. Nikishin is going to have a shot. It goes wide. And now maybe a little bit of a break here for the Golden Knights. They just can't clear the zone, though. Carolina keeps the puck in. And there's one. Penalty is over. Carolina keeps the possession in the offensive zone. Blake passes it across. Another nice shot. That one goes wide. Blake going in after it. And it's going to be taken away by the Golden Knights. And in comes maybe a 2-on-2 break here for the Golden Knights. However, nope. Smith shoots. And that one goes wide. And now Carolina's got the puck in the neutral zone, gets into the offensive zone. Nice play there from the Hurricanes, stops up. That's Jackson Blake. Tries to send a pass. He's able to get to Walker with a shot, and that one goes wide. Vegas has the puck in the neutral zone. And another nice play there from the Golden Knights, taking the Canes off the puck. And the puck goes deflects into the Golden Knights bench. So I think we're going to get a stoppage in play here maybe. 14-11 left here in the third period. Shots are 19-13 in favor of the Golden Knights. And they hold a 2-0 lead right now over the 4-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. Once again, Svechnikov tried to go through everyone. Took a huge hit from Cole Smith to his shoulder. And that's going to frustrate Svechnikov a little bit. Hits right now are 46-29 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Golden Knights have been a lot more physical than the Carolina Hurricanes have been. So very interesting to note there. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Hurricanes. Jankowski wins it. However, Vegas comes out and they have numbers again. Into the offensive zone, Hurdle just dumps it in out of the red line and they go off on a change. Slavin in the defensive zone with 14 minutes left here in the third period. A 4-0 lead here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Decisions is not going to be able to get there, but Chatfield does. Sends it into the neutral zone. Jankowski tips it, and Vegas is able to intercept it and send it all the way back into Carolina's zone and kill off another few seconds. Vegas was the intercept. Tipped in front. Hurdle trying to get something on net. Hurdle with a backhander. Pass it in front, and this one's going to be stopped by Brendan Boosie. Nice try there from Hurdle. Canes got the puck around the boards. Jankowski gets there first, and he chips it into the offensive zone. Vegas is waiting for it in the neutral zone. Hannafin enters gets back into his own zone, and now it's tipped into the offensive zone. And the puck goes behind the net. Vegas trying to get there first. They are able to get the puck. Golden Knights have it along the boards. Now below the goal line, now back to below the boards. And they try and feed it across, but it's intercepted by Stankoven. And now maybe a little bit of a break here for the Hurricanes. Hannafin trying to keep one of the Hurricanes players away, and Hannafin, it goes right in front, shots, and score. The Hurricanes are on the board. Carolina off of a bad play from thing, and then Martin took a cross check to the face by looks of things from Cole Smith, and now there's a scrum that ensues. Once again, Hurricanes are on the board with 12:57 left here in the third period, and there might be some penalties coming after this. Once again, I don't know exactly what what started this, but Smith was definitely very frustrated with Jordan Martinook. So we'll see what exactly happens. Hold on a minute here, folks. Martinook and Colasar now going after it as the refs try and separate some things here. Shots now 21-14 in favor of Vegas, but it looks like Carolina has scored. So let's see here. Hold on a minute here, folks. It is Martinook's goal. So let's see here exactly what happened. The puck was below the goal line. They got back to the front. Martinook shot and scored. And yeah, once again, let's see here. Yeah, the puck just came back into the front of the net. Martinook put it 5-hole beyond past Carter Hart. And then, it looked like Stankoven took out one of the Golden Knights players. And Smith took exception to that and laid a huge cross check to the face of Jordan Martinook. So very interesting to note there. And yeah, Smith and Martinook were going after it, and then Stankoven and Jarvis got in there too, as well as Keandre Miller, Noah Hannafin. And I'm not sure if there's any penalties that are going to be upcoming from this play. Doesn't look like it. 12:55 left now, a 4-1 game. Should have probably been changing that. So the shell bird's broken for Carter Hart. Vegas has it in their own zone, and they tip it into the neutral zone. And once again, it's a 4-1 game now. Let's see here. The Knights cannot keep the puck in the defensive zone, and now they get the puck back for a second. And Carolina gets the puck first. Aho tries to feed one in front, and they score again. Taylor Hall, this game's not over yet, folks. 4-2 game. Taylor Hall with a tip in front. 12:28 left here in the third period. It's 4-2. Vegas over Carolina. So once again, this game is not over yet. Like I said, there have been a ton of comebacks in these Stanley Cup final, so it's not over yet. Let's see here. That's just a takeaway here from Sebastian Aho. Fed one in front. Score from, I think that's Mark Jankowski. So Jankowski is going to get the goal here. Or actually, no, it's Taylor Hall, mind you. Never mind. So Hall scores on Carter Hart. And this is going to be a 4-2 game here for the Golden Knights. Let's see here. 12.5 minutes left here in the third period. And now another offensive zone face-off, neutral zone face-off draw here in Vegas as to try and get some things going. On icing call here from the Golden Knights, and that will lead to a neutral zone to an offensive zone face-off draw here for the Hurricanes. But once again, game's not over yet. Still 12 minutes left. Plenty of time for the Hurricanes to score a couple. And we shall see what happens. Let's see here. Shots now 20-15 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. And it is still a 4-2 lead right now for the Golden Knights. Golden Knights in the defensive zone. Turn it over. Here's the Carolina Hurricanes with a shot and score. The Hurricanes have scored 3 goals in under a minute. That's Jacob Slavin. It's a 4-3 game here, folks. In the blink of an eye, it's gone from 4-0 Knights to 4-3 Knights. It's Jordan Staal who's going to get that goal. And now it's a 4-3 game, folks. So just like that, Hurricanes are right back in it. Offensive face-off draw win, and the Carolina Hurricanes are on the boards. Again, Once again, Slavin with a shot, tipped in front by Stahl, and it's Carolina 4-3, Vegas 4. So once again, Golden Knights probably need another one here to try and secure the victory. But yeah, just 3 goals in just the span of a little bit of time here for the Carolina Hurricanes. And yeah, they're back in within 1 here. Once again, 3 goals in just a span of a couple of minutes here. 39 seconds. It's gone from 4-0 Knights to 4-3 Knights. So we'll see what happens here. Vegas has the puck. Stone sends into the offensive zone, and Barbashev chases in after it. Jankowski's got it around the boards. Carolina's got it back into the neutral zone. Vegas intercepts. They dump it in. Once again, there's 12 minutes left here in the third period. Once again, it's been a very entertaining game, and we'll see how this one winds up finishing. The puck goes all the way down the ice, and it looks like this one's going to be an icing call on the Canes. So 11:54 left here in the third period, and within 39 seconds, it's gone from a comfortable 4-0 Golden Knights lead to a 4-3 Vegas lead. So yeah, not great stuff there for the Golden Knights. Let's see how this game winds up finishing out. Once again, 11:54 left here, third period, still 4-3 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's see exactly what winds up happening here, folks. Vegas is going to lose the offensive zone faceoff draw. Carolina gets it back, and they try and send a feed into the neutral zone, and the puck goes back into the neutral zone, and there looks like there might be a hand pass or a penalty here. I think it's just a hand pass from Coughlin. So very interesting note there. Looks like we are going to a commercial break here. Goals from Hall, Stahl, and the first one was from it was Stahl, Hall, and Martinuk, as the Hurricanes have brought themselves back to a 4-3 game here. So very interesting note there. Once again, if you guys haven't already, my next live stream is going to be on Thursday, next Thursday, for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final in Carolina. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for those ones. And then we are going to potentially do Game 6 and 7, if there is a Game 6 and 7. So we shall wait and see on that. On top of that, we also do have a couple of very interesting games happening over the next little bit, like videos coming out. We're going to have a live fan reaction to Game 2 as well as this game of the Stanley Cup Final out, hopefully over the next day. We're also going to have off-season preview for Utah and Tampa out over the next little bit. We're going to have a news and rumor video out, and we're also going to try and do a Ducks and a Wild and a Flyers fan off-season preview video tomorrow. If I'm not able to do it tomorrow, it'll come out Monday morning, so very interesting to know there, but those are the next few not live streams, but the next few videos I have, so very interesting to note there. So once again, it's been very interesting here so far between the Knights and the Hurricanes. Like we said, 4 goals, 6 in total, but 4 counted goals for the Golden Knights in the second period, and the Hurricanes have scored 3 in under a minute to make it a 4-3 game. So we'll see if the Hurricanes can tie this game back up, maybe send it to overtime again or something like that, or if the Golden Knights are going to be able to hold on and take Game 2. So we'll see how everything happens here. Once again, just a random, they're just showing the goals here. Martinuk with a nice goal on Carter Hart. Then a little bit of a backhand feed from Aho to Hall that was able to go and put one past the goaltender, and then Slavin put a shot tipped in front by Stahl, and now it's a 4-3 game. So this game's not over yet, folks. It's a 4-3 goal for the Knights. Once again, Canes have the puck in their own zone. Walker sends it down to the offensive zone. Carolina's got the puck along the wall, and now Vegas has it. Vegas sends it up. Howden chasing in after it. Walker stops it up, though. It gets sent all the way down the ice, and this one is not, or it is going to be an icing call. So offensive zone face-off draw coming here for the Vegas Golden Knights with 11.5 left to go here in the third period. Once again, Vegas had 4-0 lead entering the second period, and it's now 4-3 goal game here for the Golden Knights. So once again, offenses on face-off draw here after the icing for the Vegas Golden Knights. Remember, Boosie is now in net for the Carolina Hurricanes, as Rob Brindamore did swap goaltenders. So very interesting to note there. Vegas cannot find that puck after the faceoff draw. It's taken by Walker. Walker being hounded by Mitch Marner. Stahl's got it now, and Stahl's going to send it out. Tipped in front, intercepted. Vegas has it. However, one of their players fell down a little bit here. Marner's got it with a shot. Tipped in front, and Boosie's going to cover it up with the stop with 11:11 left here in the third period. A couple of nice opportunities here from the Golden Knights, and Boosie stood tall, as Boosie's going to have to try and keep this at least a 1-goal game until Carolina can tie it, if Carolina can tie it. So very interesting to note there. Once again, shots are 21-16 in favor of the Golden Knights. Shots this period are 5-4 in favor of the Golden Knights, but the Hurricanes have scored 3 times this period. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here, folks, what happens here. Vegas loses the offensive zone faceoff draw. Chatfield now has it. Chatfield is going to send it across a little bit off the reach of Stankoven, and now Eichel has it in the offensive zone. Eichel trying to get around Barbashev. Barbashev can't get there. Chatfield to Martinook. However, it's taken away, and it's sent all the way down the ice. No tips. This is going to be another icing call. Offensive zone faceoff draw for Vegas with 10:54 left here in the third period. 4-3 lead here for the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, this will be another offensive zone face-off draw for Vegas. To the, I think, left of Brendan Bussi, it looks like. So very interesting to note there. Once again, a couple of tired bodies out there for the Carolina Hurricanes. And Vegas is going to win the draw. At the point, shots, tipped in front, and that one goes wide. Nice try there from Vegas. They try and keep the puck in the offensive zone, and they can't. They have to go back into the neutral zone to get the puck. And Stone sends it across to Barbashev, who tips it in. In comes Jack Eichel, chasing it after, along with Jalen Chatfield. And the puck goes right onto Brandon Bussi, and I think he's going to cover it up. Yep. So 10:34 left here, third period, 4-3 lead for the Golden Knights. As after giving up 3 straight goals, Knights starting to provide a little bit of pressure here, trying to get that insurance marker at this point in time. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Canada. Once again, they're just showing a couple of ads here. Once again, the Golden Knights now have another offensive zone face-off draw to the left of Brendan Bussi. So very interesting note there. Canes have won the majority of the faceoffs, and they do win this one. Nope, Vegas has it along the boards. Trying to get past in front, and Decisions just can't put it home. Carolina's now got a puck, maybe a little bit of a break here, 3-on-2. Hurricanes have it. Stahl trying to get past in front, and Hurt's taken out, and Walker's got it now. Walker around the boards to Taylor Hall, and Vegas trying to get that puck loose. And Vegas is able to get the puck and then try and get along the boards. Nice play there. Offensive zone here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Dorofeev trying to stop up. He gets it to Sijins, who whips it around the boards. Vegas gets there first, keeps it in. Nice play there. Try the backhand feed, could not. Now he's trying to backhand feed again. Shot stopped, and they can't find that loose puck. It's sent all the way down the ice. This one might be another icing call. Let's see here. It is. Icing call on the Hurricanes with 9:46 left, and an offensive zone face-off draw here for Vegas. Once again, a couple of good opportunities here for the Golden Knights to try and make this a 2-goal game again. Once again, Sijins tried to get it to Smith, and Smith shot it. Dorofeev was wide open, so that's a bad play there from Smith, because Smith could have gotten that puck to Dorofeev. So very interesting to note there, as Dorofeev was wide open, but now he's on the bench. 9:46 left, third period, face-off draw in the offensive zone for the Golden Knights after the icing call. Carlson lines back out there, and is going to be won by the Golden Knights. Knights keep the puck in the offensive zone. Marner sends it deep to Carlson. Carlson, trying to keep away from some of the Hurricanes players, is able to. Gets it back to the point. Hanifin with a shot, tipped in front wide. And now Blake's got it. Blake has the puck turned over here, and the Knights trying to keep the puck in. Carlson with the backhand are able to keep it in for just a second. Now the Hurricanes bring it to the offensive zone. It's Sveshnikov who stops up, gets the puck across. Carolina with a backhand. It's tipped in front. It's stopped by Hart. Hart is able to get the puck back. Shot point from Carolina. Too many bodies in front. They can't get it into the offensive, into the Hart. Now Vegas has the puck. Dorofeev around to the Carlson, and he just tips it in. And this might be an icing call here on the Knights, and it's not. They're going to wave off icing. So Gostisbehere leaves it, and now the Canes are able to get around the boards, trying to outweight here. Hart gets it first, and he's able to pass it to one of his defenders. 8:50 left here in the third period. Vegas trying to hold on to a 1-goal lead. Carolina's got the puck. Ehlers sends it. And now Theodore can't get there. And now Vegas has it. McNabb around the boards. And it's tipped into the neutral zone. And Vegas trying to get that loose puck. They're not able to. Carolina is able to keep it. And now maybe Vegas has a little bit of a break here. Golden Knights trying to get that puck loose. They're not able to. There's an errant stick. It goes right to Vegas in the neutral zone. They just dump it in. Stone goes in after it. And he's able to stop it up first. However, it goes right back to the Hurricanes. And they are able to feed it into the neutral zone. And Carolina is not going to be able to get there first. Nice play there from the Hurricanes to negate the icing. However, Vegas is able to take it away with 8 minutes left here in the third period. Eichel across to Barbashev, sent right back down to the ice. Bussi around the boards, gets it back to Barbashev. Barbashev looking for a passing play. Stone gets it back to the point. However, that puck is up and out of play. Is this going to be a delay of game on the Hurricanes? Let's see here. I don't know if this is going to be a penalty call or not. So let's see. Slavin's pointing and saying that it hit off the wall. Knights are saying that it was a delay of game penalty. Let's see here. Remember, there has been 2 power plays in this game, 1 for each team. So we'll see if they do wind up making a penalty call here. Let's see, 7:53 left here, third period, and Vegas is 1-for-1 on their power play attempt. So this could be a big turning point of the game here for the Golden Knights and the Hurricanes. Let's see, once again, the referees are just discussing at center ice, trying to see exactly what is going to be the call here. Let's see, once again, they're just showing close-ups here of the Hurricanes bench. Once again, refs are still talking. So we shall see what conclusion they do wind up coming to. Shots are currently 22-17 in favor of the Golden Knights right now. Let's see here. They're just showing a replay now. Let's see. It was a bouncing puck. I don't know if that touched anything. I think that puck might have gone straight out. Once again, a lot of the Knights players put their hands up. That was Jarvis who was trying to clear the zone. And let's see exactly what sort of call they wind up calling this. Let's see what sort of call they wind up doing here. Let's see. It looks like the refs are still discussing. And let's see. Is going to be a 2 minutes. It looks like maybe. Let's see. Hold on a minute here, folks. The refs are still discussing. And it looks like Jarvis is going to the penalty box for delay of game. I think that's what the call is here. Let's just double check here, folks. Just give me 1 quick second. Yep, 2-minute penalty, delay of game. Vegas is going to the power play where they're already 1-for-1 tonight. So Vegas is about to go to the power play and try and get something going here. So very interesting to note there. Jarvis to the penalty box. Once again, Jarvis, just a little bit of a flip up. And once again, Stone and Lazan, both who were right beside him, said that that was a delay of game. Slavin was trying to say it goes off the wall. However, it doesn't. 7:53 left here in the third period, and Vegas is about to go on the power play. Once again, there will be a couple minutes. We'll be right back here in a couple minutes. There's a stoppage in place, so there's a TV timeout here. Once again, if you guys haven't already, leave a like and comment, subscribe on the channel. If you guys like the content, we're trying to hit 750 subscribers before the draft live stream in a couple of weeks. So if you guys can leave a subscribe, it really does help support the channel. On top of that, we're going to have another live stream for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final on Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So that game is going to be happening very soon. I'm not doing Game 4. I got a couple other things to do, but I'm going to be streaming Game 5. Potentially the last game of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And then we're going to maybe try and do a Game 6 or a Game 7, depending on how things go. And on top of that, we're going to try and get a couple of videos out tonight and tomorrow morning. Off-season preview for Utah and Tampa, fan reaction for Canes Knights Game 2, fan reaction for Canes Knights Game 3, trade rumor video, and if we can get around to it, another off-season preview, this one for the Wild and the Flyers. So I hope you guys are able to stay tuned for all of those live streams in the very near future. So very interesting to note there. We do have a couple of seconds here before the start of the conclusion of this game. Once again, it looks like we're not missing a thing. Looks like we're still in a commercial break here, folks. Just give me 1 second. Okay, now we're back. So, once again, Hurricanes are going to try and kill off this penalty. Vegas is going to try and get an insurance marker after the Hurricanes made it 4-3. Puck over glass for Seth Jarvis, delay of game. So, that's going to lead to a nice 2-minute power play here for the Golden Knights. They are 1-for-1 with 2 shots. So they haven't really done the power play so far. Vegas wins the draw. However, Carolina does get the puck and they get it past the Golden Knights. Hart out of his net to play it. Stops it up for, I think that's Shea Theodore. And once again, they are 1-for-8 in the Stanley Cup Final. That power play goal in the second period was their first of the Stanley Cup Final. Eichel's now got it, enters the offensive zone, and they are offside. So this is going to be a stop and play, and there'll be a neutral zone face-off draw. 18 seconds gone here in the power play for the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, it's still a Golden Knights lead, even though the Hurricanes scored 3 times in 39 seconds. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Golden Knights trying to ice this game, and Canes trying to tie this game up. Vegas wins the neutral zone faceoff draw. They are able to get the puck back, and they're going to try and set something up here. It's Theodore who gets it back for Jack Eichel, and Jack Eichel is going to set some things up here. Eichel enters the offensive zone, stops it up, and Marner gets the puck back. Nice play there to Stone. However, he wasn't ready for the pass, and the puck is deflects out of the zone. Marner's got it back in his own zone. And Theodore's got back in his own zone and is going to stop it up for Jack Eichel with 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the third period. Eichel going through everyone, shoots! And that one's going to be stopped by Brandon Bussi. So another nice try there from the Golden Knights to put one on net. And nice try there from Jack Eichel. Once again, 1 minute, 8 seconds left here in the third period. He just walked through everyone, took a shot, and Bussi was ready for it. So offensive zone face-off draw here for the Golden Knights with just over 6 minutes left here in the third period, or actually just over 7 minutes left here in the third period, 7:01 precisely. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Eichel in the face-off dot here. They have Dorofeev, Marner, Stone, and Theodore on there as well. And the offensive zone face-off draw is won by Vegas. And Carolina just put off the glass. I think they're saying this one put off the glass. Once again, we will see. I don't think they're going to call this a lay-of game again. It looks like Sean Walker put off the glass this time. So Vegas was looking for another power play. I don't think they're going to get it here. So very interesting to note there. 6:56 left, 1:04 left here in the power play. Vegas is going to try and get something going here. Eichel against Aho in the faceoff dot. Aho has win it. However, Vegas gets the puck back. Theodore sends it for Eichel, who sends it for Marner. Theodore gets there first, dumps it in for Stone. And Stone is going to lose the puck. Carolina can't keep the possession, though. Eichel, nice play, trying to get it across. And they can't keep it. Vegas gets the puck into the open space. Eichel's now got it. Eichel sends it low for Stone, trying to get a passing play. Stone back for Marner. He can't feed him. Stone gets it to Eichel. Eichel along the board with 30 seconds left here in the third. Eichel to Stone. Eichel gets it back with 30 seconds left in the power play. Back to Theodore with a shot, and that one goes wide. Dorofeev along the boards, trying to get that puck. And it's turned over to Carolina, and here come the Hurricanes. However, they're pretty much gassed. Carolina is going in, though. Sebastian Aho just sends it deep. Eichel goes in after it, and he's going to leave it for one of his teammates. 10 seconds left here in the power play. Stone's got it. Stone turns it over, and Hart's going to pass it to Riley Smith, and I think there's a stoppage in play here. I'm not exactly sure what the stoppage was for, but let's see here. Once again, Stone had the puck for a second, and this might be a penalty here on Stahl. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. Once again, a little bit of a knee check on Stone was Stahl. This might be a penalty here on Jordan Stahl. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. It's just going to be a face-off here. So 5:56 left, third period. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Hurricanes with 4 seconds left on their power play. Carlson loses the draw. Carolina's got it. Nikishin with a shot, stopped by Hart. Power play is over. So 5:52 left here in the third period. And the Hurricanes now are back to 5-on-5 after killing the penalty. So solid play there from the Hurricanes. That'll be offensive zone face-off draw for Carolina when we get back. A couple of nice tries here for the Hurricanes to tie this game up, but still 4-3 Vegas. So once again, Knights looking pretty dang good. 5:52 left here in the third period. So Knights going to try and hold on here. And the Hurricanes are going to try and get the game back to level square, maybe try and win it here in regulation. So we shall see what winds up happening in the last 5.5 minutes. So very interesting game here so far. Once again, if you guys haven't already, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. On top of that, we're going to have another live stream on Thursday next week at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. So very interesting to note there. And we will also have a live stream if there's necessary for Game 6 and Game 7. We will also have a live stream a couple of weeks from now for the draft. So very interesting to note there. On top of that, we will have a couple of videos out over the next day, some off-season previews, fan reactions, and a couple of and a trade rumor video. So we'll have all of that out over the next little bit. So very interesting to note there. I do thank you guys for all of your support and supporting the channel. So I do have a couple of other things here to talk about. Remember, we are in a commercial break, so you guys are not missing a thing. I'll let you guys thoughts on the Dylan Larkin situation in the comment section below while I wait to get back to the game. Do you think Larkin gets traded after requesting a trade? If so, to who? And what's the sort of return that the Detroit Red Wings will be getting? We'll let you guys thoughts down below. Once again, you are not missing a thing. Once again, we're just in a commercial break, so we're just about to get back to game action here. Once again, shots this period are 7 apiece. However, Carolina has outscored the Golden Knights 3-0 in the third period. It is still a very interesting game. Marner was on a breakaway penalty shot before all of those goals from the Hurricanes, and Boosie stood tall to keep it a 4-0 game. So very interesting to note there. Once again, shots are currently 23-19 in favor of the Golden Knights, and it's 5:52 left. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Hurricanes. Carlson against Stankoven in the face-off dot, and Carlson is going to win it. Vegas has the puck in their own zone. They flip it off the boards, and now Howden trying to beat Nikishin is not able to. Carolina's got the puck in the neutral zone. Vegas has the puck in the offensive zone again. It's Marner. Marner shoots one, and that one's stopped. It's a block in front. He gets it back to Carlson, or Howden actually, that wasn't. It stopped. Vegas has the puck again, and they try to send it around the boards. They are able to. Nice play there from Howden. He gets hit on the boards. Carlson trying to make a play here. Marner trying to get back to Carlson, and he can't put the puck home. Once again, now the puck gets back into the Carlson behind the net. Carlson is going to hit it back to Howden. Howden is going to try and get the puck back to Marner. He's able to, but he's poke checked. Carolina's got the puck back. 5 minutes left here in the third. Maybe a little bit of a break here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Logan Stankoven coming in, shoots, stopped by Carter Hart. Carolina's got the puck. However, it trips through a couple of people, and it has to go back into the neutral zone. Carolina's got the puck. Hall turned over, and Stone's now gone in his own zone. Stone across, defenseman passing the puck, and the puck gets tipped into the offensive zone. Carolina's got the puck. Slavin around, trying to get to one of the Canes players, is not able to. Jankowski is able to get it to, or Ehlers to stall. To Jarvis was a shot, stopped by Carter Hart, and one of the Carolina Hurricanes players bowled over one of the Vegas players, and Hart's a little bit slow to get up. 4.5 minutes left here in the third period, and Hart's a little bit slow to get up. That is not good news there for the Golden Knights. Once again, Hart's taking his helmet off, and there's a scrum along the boards after Hart was taken down. Once again, Hart just shaking off some things here by the looks of things. I think he's all right, so that's good news there. I do wonder if we see penalties coming from this, because there was a whole bunch of players in front. Let's see exactly what happened here. First, they're just showing the Howden and Carlson shots. Really good opportunities here for Vegas to ice the game, but a couple of great stops there from Brendan Boosie. And then, of course, here, Stahl left it for Hall. His shot was stopped by Hart. He covered it up. And then Hall pushed one of the Knights players into Carter Hart. So that's what the scrum was for. Hall pushed Hanifin into the net, and then Eichel started to engage with Hall, and that's what the whole scrum was about. So 4.5 minutes left here, third period. It'll be offenses on face-off draw here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Once again, shots at 25-20 in favor of the Golden Knights. And actually, because of all the altercations, this puck's face-off's going to come outside the Golden Knights zone with 4.5 left here in the third. Eichel against Stankoven, I think it is. Once again, Game 4 is going to be on Tuesday. I will not be streaming it, but we will be seeing Game 4 on Tuesday. Vegas wins the draw, gets it back into their own zone. McNabb to Theodore, tipped into the neutral zone. Vegas trying to get the puck back, and they are able to. Eichel chasing in after it. Eichel trying to go after it, and he is not able to get there. Chatfield backhands it to an empty space. Svechnikov gets it and tries a stretch feed, and the puck is going to be taken by Vegas, red line and in, and Vegas just goes off on a change. 4 minutes left here, third period. Vegas up 1-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes. Jalen Chatfield is going to pass it across. A nice play there, and here comes Ehlers. Sends it into the offensive zone, and they dump it in along the boards. Jarvis gets there. Jarvis tries to pass it across to Walker. He shoots, and the puck gets deflected. However, it's back to the point. Miller with a shot, and that one goes wide. Carolina trying to keep the Vegas Golden Knights hemmed into their own zone here. It's Jarvis who's going to be hit off the puck. Vegas trying to get the puck out. It's still on the boards. Carolina is able to keep it in. Jarvis below the goal line. Jarvis feeds it in front, shoots, and they stop there from Carter Hart. And Vegas is able to tip it in. Aho can't get the puck out, and Vegas goes after it. It looks like Aho might have been high-sticked, and they can't get the puck. Now here comes Vegas into the offensive zone. Cole Smith dumps it around the boards, and they go off on the change. 3 minutes left here, third period. Vegas up 4-3 on Carolina. Vegas is going to try and get the puck back. They are not able to. Carolina's now got it. Carolina into the offensive zone. And once again, stopped up at the blue line. Vegas has it. They speed it into the neutral zone, and Vegas trying to go in after it. And Carolina is now calling for a delay of game penalty, or a penalty in general. Hall is hunched over. 2:55 left in the third period. And once again, Hall is hobbling to the bench. That is not good news there for the Hurricanes. I don't know exactly what happened with Taylor Hall, but he looks shaken up on the play. So very interesting to note there. Let's see exactly what happened here for Hall. There's a power play upcoming here for the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's see. Jarvis passed it to Walker. That shot was hit off the outside of the post. So nice try there. The Hurricanes are about to get their second power play of the game. I don't know exactly what the call was for. It might have been McNabb with the huge hit on Hall. That's exactly what Hall... it's the delay of game penalty, I think, on the Golden Knights. So once again, that puck went up and over the glass, and it leads to a power play here. Puck over glass on Shea Theodore. That's also one of their best penalty killers. So Hurricanes have a power play here. 2:55 left, third period, 2 minutes in the power play. 5-on-4 attack here for Carolina. Hall's still hunched over along the bench. It's not great news there for the Hurricanes. Once again, offensive zone faceoff draw here for Carolina with 2:55 left. Let's see if the Golden Knights are able to close this one out. Vegas is going to tie up along the draw. It looks like it might be under Nick Dowd. Puck trying to get free from a couple of people, and Dowd is not able to clear it. Vegas is going to have it. We got pushed over to the far side. Aho's got it. Aho gets it back. Aho to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere gets it back across to Jarvis. Jarvis gets it to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere gets it to Aho, back to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere shoots one on net, stopped by Carter Hart. Aho gets the puck back. Minute and a half gone left in the power play. 2:20 left in the game. Gostisbehere passes to Jarvis with a shot, and that one goes wide. Vegas has it again. Anderson along the boards trying to keep that puck alive. And keep that, or actually it's Lozano on the boards, along with McNabb. Vegas and Carolina trying to fight for that loose puck. And Carolina is able to get the puck away. Nice play there. 2 minutes left here in the third period. Minute left here in the power play. Carolina's got the puck. Back to the point. Vegas bats it out of the air. Aho intercepts it. 50 seconds left here for the Golden Knights. 6-on-4 attack. Aho passes the puck across the stall. Shots. And Carolina fighting for it. It's in. It's in. The Carolina Hurricanes have tied the game up. However, I don't know if this one's going to count because of goalie interference. We're going to see here, folks. For the time being, the Carolina Hurricanes have tied up the game, 4-4. Once again, some stuff in front of the net. For the time being, Carolina's looked like they have tied the game, but it looks like we're going to look at the refs here. Once again, there was a lot of players in front. We'll see if this one does count or not. Svechnikov goes to the bench. Tortorella trying to get some looks at it. Minute 42 seconds left here, third period. And let's see here. Refs are trying to figure out exactly what's happened here. So Hart made the initial stops. And then there were, once again, Dowd sort of pushed him. But Hart couldn't make that save. So they did say ruling on the ice was a good goal. So we'll have to wait and see. But I don't know how Hart is supposed to make that save. So let's see here. Once again, there was a push by Nick Dowd, and once again, let's see here. It looks like they might be trying to challenge it here. Let's see. Remember, the challenging team has been Carolina has challenged 2 goals to be called off earlier in the game. So if this is a coaching challenge, we'll see if they are able to get it done. Let's see. Minute 42 left here. Once again, Svechnikov along the board and getting some Once again, we're looking at Sveshnikov on the bench, and it looks like there's no challenge here. Sveshnikov has a goal, and it's a 4-4 game going to overtime potentially. Vegas has the puck. Anderson sends it into the offensive zone. Eichel has it. Maybe a little bit of break here. Eichel with a shot, and that one goes wide and up and out of play. So a minute and a half left here, 4-4 game here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. I thought there was definitely some goalie interference on that. Once again, Carolina's just getting all the lucky breaks at this point. So once again, Vegas has blown a 4-goal lead, and we'll see what ends up happening here. I just don't know how Hart's supposed to make that save with like 3 Hurricanes players on top of him. So once again, if they didn't have the call correct, then Vegas would have had to go on the penalty kill, which I'm not sure if the Golden Knights would have wanted to do. Eichel has it in the offensive zone. They lose it. Slavin sends the puck into the neutral zone. And Hannafin's got the puck. Hannafin along the boards to Anderson. Anderson sends it along the boards. Nice play there. It's tipped in, taken by Chatfield. Chatfield sends it all the way into the Vegas zone. Anderson's there first. Nice pass there. Sent back into the Hurricane zone with a minute and 10 seconds left here in the third period. Carolina Vegas looking for the loose puck. Slavin has the puck in his own zone, and Slavin with a nice play there to Chatfield. Chatfield sends it in, and Vegas goes in after it. Rasmus Anderson. Anderson looking for a passing play, and they are able to get the puck out. Nice play there from the Golden Knights. They stop up as they have to wait for offside, and Vegas does get the puck in the offensive zone, and they just can't put it in. Once again, red line it in for the Golden Knights as they chase in after it. And Carolina has turned it over. Vegas has in the neutral zone. 30 seconds left here in regulation, and potentially we're going to overtime. McNabb to Theodore. Theodore sends it in, tipped in by the Hurricanes, by the Golden Knights here. Boosie leaves it. 26 seconds left, and Carolina goes in after it. They got it behind their own net. Carolina's got their own puck, and in comes to the neutral zone. Nice play there. It's tipped back into the Carolina zone, and this is going to be an icing call in Vegas with 12 seconds left here in the third period. So a 4-4 game. It looks like we're about to go to overtime. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here. Hold on a minute here, folks. Once again, it's a 4-4 game, 12.6 left in the third period. Offensive zone face-off draw here for Carolina. And yeah, so some very interesting stuff here for the Hurricanes and Golden Knights. Hurricanes aren't ready to drop the puck. So very interesting to note there. There's a skate being fixed for one of the Hurricanes players, and that's Jordan Stahl. So Stahl's going to take the offensive zone face-off draw. And once again, Vegas is going to try and get this one to overtime. Dowd against Stahl on the face-off dot. And yeah, let's see how everything goes here. And it is Stahl who wins it back to the point to the Carolina Hurricanes. Shoots, stopped by Hart. 7 seconds left here in regulation. Vegas gets the puck back into the Carolina zone. 1, and this game is going to overtime. So very interesting note there, but after a 4-goal second period, the Hurricanes match it, and this game is going to overtime. So we're going to another intermission break here, folks, so you're not missing a thing. And then we're going to be starting overtime. So yeah, a little bit disappointed here. I thought the Knights had this game in the bag, but unfortunately they didn't. And now we go to overtime. So very interesting note there. We'll really quickly here just do the intermission report here. And yeah, we'll do that. So shots are currently 25-23 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. In that third period, Martinook opened the scoring in that third period from Jarvis and Stankoven. 26 seconds later, Aho assisted on Hall's goal along with Blake to make it a 4-2 game. Then 7:42 left here. 7:42 into the third period. 39 seconds later, after the Martinook goal, Stahl scored from Slavin and Robinson to make it 4-3. And then Sveshnikov scored from Stahl and Aho with a minute and 42 seconds left to make it 4-4. And that is the last goal of the game so far. Once again, faceoff percentage is in Hurricanes' favor. They've won 36 of 66 faceoffs for 54.5%. Hurricanes are 0 for 2 on the power play. Knights are 1 for 2 on the power play. So very interesting to note there. Once again, the Knights lead in the hit category, 53-33. The Knights lead in the block shot category, 22-13. The Canes lead in the giveaway category, 23-13, and the Knights lead in the takeaway category, 8-3. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we did have some very interesting game action, but unfortunately, we are going to overtime. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I really can't say past the first overtime. So if this thing goes to like double overtime or triple overtime, I probably will have to call the stream at some point. But I'll at least start overtime here. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for your support. Once again, I love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below on some of the things that have been happening. Hold on a minute here, folks. Hold on. We do have a couple of things here to talk about. So I'll let you guys thoughts on the Dylan Larkin situation. So with Dylan Larkin, he recently requested a trade from the Detroit Red Wings. He's their captain, their number one center, signed for 4 or 5 years at $8.7 million cap hit. So with all of that in mind, uh, it will be very interesting to see what happens with Dylan Larkin. Does he get dealt? If he does get dealt, where does he go? I think some really good landing spots for Dylan Larkin would be Winnipeg, Minnesota, Anaheim, and Los Angeles. So I think those would be some very likely landing spots. Probably it would take a prospect, a first-round pick, a solid roster player, and another asset, in my opinion. But the bigger question with the Dylan Larkin stuff is if/when he gets traded, what direction do the Detroit Red Wings go after they move him? Do they go the full rebuild mode and try and tear everything down again? Do they go through a quick retool, try and take 2 to 3 years to build this team back up? Risk missing the playoffs over the next year or two, extending that playoff postseason drought, and then maybe wind up going for it in a couple of years? Or do they still try and go for it this offseason? Because that Atlantic division is very, very tough this upcoming season. Like Montreal, Buffalo, Ottawa, none of them are going anywhere. You've got Toronto and Florida, who are most likely going to be a ton better than they were this past year. I think Tampa and Boston are due for regression, but I think they're still going to be very, very good teams. And then you've also got the Detroit Red Wings. So is this really a good year for Detroit to try and make it to the postseason? I'm not exactly sure. So if they do go through the short retool phase, which I think is a very likely possibility, I think some of their pending UFAs could be also dealt this year at the trade deadline, or not the trade deadline, but in the off season. So if they do go the retool mode, like the Brinket's got a year left on his contract. If they can't sign him, trade him. Kopp's got a year left on his contract. If you can't sign him, trade him. You've also got Justin Falk on a 1-year deal. If you can't sign him, trade him. And John Gibson on a 1-year deal. If you can't sign him, trade him, as well as Mason Appleton, but he's a lower end player. So very interesting to note there. But Appleton, DeBrincat, Gibson, as well as Kopp and Falk are all possible options I think the Red Wings could wind up dealing as pending UFAs. So very interesting to note there, but I think the Red Wings could be in a really good position if they do go the retool phase and they try and move off some of their pending UFAs. So very interesting to note there. Hold on a minute here, folks. When it comes to the Edmonton Oilers situation, what do you guys think about that? Darnell Nurse, as sounds like he's going to be traded at some point. So where does Darnell Nurse go? If he does go somewhere, what's the return? I think there'd be some teams out there who need some top 4 defensive help who could use a guy like Darnell Nurse. Now, I don't think Darnell Nurse is a bad player by any means, but I do believe, however, is that Darnell Nurse is I do believe that Darnell Nurse is a defensive liability. We've seen that in Edmonton. So I think for an acquiring team, not only will there have to be retention, but they have to be a defensive defenseman on that team to pair with Darnell Nurse. I think if there was a team out there who had a solid defensive defenseman, acquired Nurse for like a $6 to $7 million cap hit for the next couple of years, and really sort of worked well with that, I think there will be a couple of teams who actually have some serious interest in Darnell Nurse. I think the return is probably not going to be overly astronomical. I don't think it'd take a first-round pick and a top prospect to get Nurse out of Edmonton. Once again, I think for most teams, they're doing Edmonton a favor by taking on the Nurse contract, even if it's just $6 or $7 million of it. So I definitely do think it'll probably take like a second round pick and a decent prospect, or a second round pick and a young roster player. I think that's probably what gets it done for an Edmonton trade. I know I've heard San Jose be mentioned whole bunch of times, or Toronto or Detroit. I think there's probably a couple of other teams out there, but if you guys have some teams you think Darnell Nurse could get traded to, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. On top of that, we do have a couple of other things here. Just give me one quick second. Just going to double check the time. Hold on a minute here, folks. Yeah, we still got a few minutes here before overtime. So, let you guys thoughts on some of the other things that could potentially be happening. It's less than 3 weeks now until the draft. So, who do you think could wind up getting dealt in the draft? What sort of draft picks do you think could wind up getting dealt? I think there's a very likely chance Florida's ninth overall draft pick gets moved. I think there's a very likely chance Winnipeg's eighth overall or Seattle's seventh overall draft pick gets moved. I do wonder with St. Louis having so many picks, could they try and move a couple? Washington has a couple in the middle of the draft. Could they try and move a couple? I think there's going to be a very interesting amount of trades over the next little bit. So very interesting to note there. But yeah, it's been a very interesting past little while. So once again, we're gearing up here for overtime in the Stanley Cup final, and we shall wait and see what winds up happening here. Once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in here tonight. Once again, we'll only be able to probably be here for a majority of the first overtime. So if it goes to a second overtime, I'm probably going to have to cut off on the live stream. But we'll try and make it as far as we can. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I do thank you for all of your support, and we're going to try and have a couple more videos out either later today or tomorrow morning. I got a fan reaction video coming out, a trade rumor video coming out, a off-season preview video for Utah and Tampa. I've also got a fan reaction video out for this game coming out hopefully tomorrow, and I've also got off-season preview video out. If I'm not coming out tomorrow, that's probably going to come out the day after on Monday. So very interesting to note there. We're going to have a lot more off-season based stuff next week. We're obviously going to do the live stream on Thursday, maybe a live stream on Sunday for Game 6. We'll have to wait and see if there is even a Game 6. And we'll have to wait and see on some other things too. Once again, it's been very, very interesting. Vegas has not lost an overtime game at home yet. Vegas has won Game 5 at home in overtime against Anaheim. They won Game 5 at home against Utah in overtime too. So they've so far been 2-0 in games in overtime in their own building. And we'll see if they're able to win tonight. Carolina has been on the road. They didn't go to overtime against Ottawa on the road. They did go once against Philadelphia to close out the series, so they were 1-0 there. And then they obviously won in overtime last series against them on the road too. So Carolina's 2-0 on the road in overtime, and Vegas is 2-0 at home in overtime in these playoffs. So we'll see which team goes up to 3-0 and which team winds up losing the first game, either Canes on the road or Knights at home. So very interesting to note there. Once again, let your guys' thoughts on who you think could potentially get moved before this year's trade deadline, or this before at some point in the offseason. Does Vincent Trocheck get moved? Blake Coleman? Does Braden Schneider? Does Tyler Toffoli? Does Tyler Bertuzzi? There's probably a couple of good amount of players who could potentially get moved here for the yes, there's potentially a couple of teams who get moved here by the in the off season. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I'll try and stay on as long as I can, but I can't make any promises. I'll stay on until someone scores. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here, guys. Just give me one quick second here, folks. We're still a few minutes away from the start of the third period, so very interesting note there. Some other news from over the past couple of days. Andrei Vasilevsky earlier today won the Vezina Trophy for the best goaltender in the NHL. He was able to beat out Sorokin and Swayman and take home the honors of being the best goaltender available. So not too surprising. Vasilevsky had one heck of a season, and once again, it will result in some hard work earned by him. Lady Byng winner is going to be Cole Caulfield. He ends up being out Andrei Kopitar, and I think it was Jake Sanderson, the other two finalists, for getting the Lady Byng. So good stuff there for Cole Caulfield. Once again, Werenski was fourth, and Connor was fifth in Lady Byng voting, but Cole Caulfield does wind up winning it. So very interesting to note there. On top of that, we also saw the On top of that, we also saw the Nick Suzuki win the Selke Trophy. So Suzuki was able to beat out Sorelli and Nelson in the Selke race. So that's very good stuff there. I don't remember quite. Oh, it was Marner and Stahl who were fourth and fifth in the Selke voting. So Stahl at 5, Marner at 4, Nelson at 3, Sorelli at 2, and the number one guy in the Selke voting was Suzuki by a wide margin. So Suzuki was named the best defensive forward while still having good offensive numbers this season. So very interesting to note there. Once again, those were the three awards that were handed out over the past little while. On top of that, we also have a couple of big pieces of news, like Rob Blake was announced recently to be Nashville's vice president of hockey ops. So that's very interesting. Once again, there was apparently some conversation between Blake and McFarland earlier about potentially teaming up in Colorado, and now they're teaming up in Nashville. Rob Blake was recently the LA Kings GM as early as last year. Last year, him and the Kings parted ways, and that's why Kit Holland's now the GM. So the Nashville Predators are getting former GM Rob Blake to help with their front office, and it'll be very interesting to watch Nashville this offseason. Do they go through that retool phase? Do they go through the full rebuild phase? Or do they go through a sort of like trying to go for it again? We'll have to wait and see, but very interesting to note there. We'll have to wait and see on that. So I do appreciate all of you guys for staying here for the last little bit. We're still about 5 minutes away from the start of the overtime period. So you know what? I might as well change this right now. So give me one quick sec here, folks. I will go put this in overtime. So very interesting to know there. We'll see if the Knights are able to recover and win, or if the Hurricanes come from behind and take that 2-1 series lead. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Once again, we're about 4 minutes away from the start of the third period of the overtime period. I keep on saying third period. Once again, it'll be very interesting to know. Love to hear your thoughts down below in the chats on the Larkin situation and what direction the Red Wings will go if they do want to train Larkin. Do the Oilers deal Darnell Nurse, and if so, is there salary retention involved, and where could he go? And what about the trophies being earned? Vasilevsky, Caulfield, Suzuki. Would love to hear your thoughts down below. On top of that, if you guys can. If you guys can leave a like, subscribe, and comment, tell all your friends the best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. So if you haven't already, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And it really does help with the channel. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers before the draft. Oh, looks like we might be actually starting overtime here. Just give me one quick sec here, folks. I didn't realize that. Hold on a minute here, folks. Looks like overtime might just be getting underway here for the Knights and the Hurricanes. So it looks like we might be able to award a winner in the very near future. Once again, my camera's battery is starting to drain pretty fast here, and my phone battery is pretty dead too. So I'll see how far I can get through before I have to call it quits. But we will try and stay here as long as we can to bring you guys the overtime winner. So we will try our best. So thank you for that. I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Thank you for it. Once again, they're just showing all of the goals. Remember, it was Hurdle in the second period, followed by a natural hat trick from Mitch Marner. And then following that up, it was Martinook, Hall, Stahl, and late in the game, Andrei Svechnikov, and a goal that I really think should have been goalie interference. And that has led to a 4-4 game right now between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to know there. I mean, if the second goal that Vegas put past Anderson in the second period was goalie interference, that goal should have been goalie interference. But either way, 4-4 entering overtime. We'll see if Vegas can remain undefeated on home ice, winning an overtime game, or if the Hurricanes do wind up getting the victory here, and the Knights follow their structure of losing Game 3 just like they did against the Utah Mammoth. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Hopefully this game does end early. We'll have to wait and see how this one goes. Once again, shots are currently, I think, 27-something in favor of the Golden Knights, or 26-22, I think, in favor of the Golden Knights. Face-off dot at center ice in overtime. Let's go Stanley Cup Final Game 3 in overtime. So let's see here. Let's see. Once again, the puck is won by Carolina, sent all the way down to the Hurricane zone. Walker's got it. Walker around the boards, and Vegas can't hold the line. Vegas chasing in after it. and it's Lazon who gets there first. Vegas has it. A nice play there, trying to get the puck away from Carolina. They're not able to. And Vegas now has it their own blue line. Vegas dumps it in. Nice play there. Stone's got it. Stone is not going to be able to hold on to it. So Carolina trying to chop it out. They are not able to. Stone tried to get it to, I think that was Barbership, but he was not able to. Now Vegas tips it in, and Vegas can't hold possession of the puck. Vegas has it in their own zone. Let's see here. And the Golden Knights enter the offensive zone. Vegas is going to get the puck. It's Mitch Marner. Marner, far side along the boards. Marner loses the possession of the puck, and now here comes Vegas. Theodore back across to McNabb, who dumps the puck in. Vegas chases after it, and Vegas is able to get the puck back out. Carolina's offside, so they have to touch up. And now here come the Golden Knights. Entering the offensive zone is Marner. Sets it across Decisions. Decisions, back across, tipped in front, stopped. Vegas has the puck again. Back to the point to Anderson. Anderson, back to Hurdle. Hurdle, looking for a passing play. That puck is getting back to Anderson. Rasmus Anderson, back to Tomas Hurdle. Hurdle, back across to Hannafin. Hannafin sends it back to the point, but there's no one there. And now Carolina trying to go out 1-on-2. Blake just dumps it down. Nice back check there from Rasmus Anderson. And now the Vegas Golden Knights have below the goal line, and it's chipped into the neutral zone. Vegas sends it into the offensive zone. It's tipped in. Vegas goes in after it. Decisions is not able to get there first, and Slavin is going to get the puck back. And now Vegas is not able to keep the zone. They're going to have to go out because of the offside call. Carolina's got the puck. They send it into the offensive zone, and Hart stops it up. Hart's back around. Nice play there, and Vegas is able to break out. Maybe a 3-on-2 here for the Golden Knights. Dorofiev dumps the puck in. Busey out to play it. Carolina gets it around the boards, and it's tipped in front. Vegas holds the line. Nice play there from the Golden Knights, and they send it around the boards, and Vegas is there to get the puck back to the point. It's shots, and that puck goes wide. Carolina's got the puck, sends it deep, and Ehlers is not going to be able to hold on to it. I think that's an offside call. So 17:28 left here in overtime. The first overtime, that is, and it's still a 4-4 game. So face-off just outside the Vegas blue line is upcoming here for the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, 17:28 left here in overtime, and Vegas and Carolina both looking for the go-ahead goal. So we shall see what winds up happening here. Hold on a minute here, folks. Just outside the Vegas blue line, let's see. It's Jankowski against Eichel, and Jankowski wins the draw. Nice play there. Sent all the way into the offensive zone, and Carolina goes in after it. Vegas off the boards, and Eichel gets it around the boards to Hannafin. Hannafin knocked off. Carolina gets the puck back. It's all alone. Svechnikov, however, he can't get the shot away. Now he does, and that puck goes wide. Vegas trying to get the puck out. Gostisbehere in front of Svechnikov, and the puck is loose, and Vegas gets the puck to the point, but not out. Carolina with a shot. It's blocked by Vegas. Carolina's got the puck again. Nikishin, and it's turned over, and Vegas trying to go in after it. Stopped up. Carolina gets the puck back. Nice play there from the Hurricanes. They send it all the way into the Vegas zone, and nice play there from Hart. Hart to Hannafin. Hannafin around the boards, and it's all the way down the ice. This one might be an icing call on the Knights, and it's actually going to be not icing. So Walker's behind his own net, stopping up the puck. Nice play here from the Hurricanes, and it's Miller back across. Shots, and that one goes wide. Vegas can't get the puck back. And now maybe Vegas has a 3-on-2 break here for the Golden Knights. Marner trying to get across. Carlson can't corral the puck. And now Carolina trying to get a stretch feed here in front. Lazon trying to beat out Stahl, and both of them fall to the ice. Vegas trying to fight for that loose puck. Lazon and Stahl still fighting for it with Hall and Marner as well. Once again, a couple of extra players trying to fight for the loose puck here to the left of Carter Hart. So very interesting to note there. Marner trying to fight for it. And once again, Vegas looking for that puck. And Hall gets it along the boards. Howden is able to intercept it. Howden stops it up, trying to get that puck loose. And now there's another board battle to the far side. Carolina and Vegas fighting for it. And Vegas is able to clear it. Lazon gets it back to the other side. Nice play there, and the Golden Knights are able to get the puck out. Nice play there from Vegas. And Blake sends it all the way in. Nice interception there from the Golden Knights, tipped into the offensive zone. Carolina behind their own net to play it, send around the boards. Carolina sends it deep beyond the red line. Vegas is able to get the puck, tipped it in, and now it's in the neutral zone. Vegas has the break. Here come the Golden Knights. Decisions. Fans on the shot. Nice try there from Colton Decisions, but he just couldn't get the shot away. And now here come the Hurricanes. Chatfield, one of the Hurricanes forwards, sends it in deep, and the puck goes right to the Hurricanes player. That's Aho. Aho around the boards. Nice play there from the Hurricanes. And Aho is going to get the puck in front. Hart makes a nice save, and Hart's going to cover up the puck with 14:50 left here in the overtime period. 4-4 game here between the Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting to note. There's some really good opportunities for both teams, but it's still a score 4-4 game right now. Some really good blocks here from the Golden Knights on Hart. So really good stuff there. Goss to spare with a nice pass to Jankowski. Tried to hit to Svechnikov, just could not get the pass away. Nice little deflection here from Coughlin, and a nice save on the shot attempt from Svechnikov. So very interesting to note there. Shots are 26-25 right now in favor of the Carolina Hurricanes. 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 seconds gone here in overtime. Carolina is going to lose the draw. Vegas has it around the boards. Anderson tipped into the neutrals, and this one's going to be an icing call on the Golden Knights. Another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Carolina Hurricanes. So once again, Hurricanes starting to feel it right now. Highest win percentage in overtime in the playoff history. The Islanders has 631 win percentage in playoff history. Anaheim has a 610, and the Hurricanes are right in between them with a 623, with at least a minimum of 5 games in overtime played. So once again, the Hurricanes have been historically a very good overtime team. Vegas wins the defensive zone draw. Anderson, it's tipped into the neutral zone, and Vegas chases in after it. Miller going in after it, along with, I think that's Howden. Howden trying to get a pass away. He can't. Carlson's going to try and get the puck back. However, Carolina gets it, sends it into the Vegas zone, and Vegas is able to keep the puck alive. Into the offensive zone is William Karlsson. Karlsson sends it across. A little bit of miscommunication there. However, Vegas does keep possession. And now the Golden Knights have the puck. However, they turn it over. Martinook's got it. Martinook is going to send it deep into the offensive zone. Hart's got it now. Hart leaves it for Theodore with 14 minutes left here in the first overtime frame. Vegas sends it deep. Boosie goes in after it to play it. One of the Vegas players is taken down. The puck goes all the way around the boards. Carolina can't clear the zone. Vegas keeps the puck in the offensive zone. Dowd going in after it against Nikishin. Puck gets cleared all the way around the boards again. This one might be an icing call on the Hurricanes. And it looks like it is. So Vegas will have offenses on face-off draw here with 13:43 left in the overtime frame. So very solid stuff here from both teams. Still 26-25 shots on goal for the Hurricanes. And it's still a 4-4 game here in overtime between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. McNabb heads to the bench as the Knights are able to get a line change with the Carolina Hurricanes having some tired bodies there. Eichel, Stone, and Barbashev are out there for the Golden Knights. And let's see what happens here. It is, let's see, once again, Jankowski taking the face-off draw for the Carolina Hurricanes. And Eichel is not able to win the draw. Jankowski gets it, and the Canes are able to clear it into the offensive zone. However, they are offside, so there's going to be a neutral zone face-off draw here. Once again, Hurricanes, a couple of them tried to enter the offensive zone. They were not able to. 13 and a half minutes left here in overtime. Still a 4-4 game here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, neutral zone face-off draw just outside the Golden Knights blue line between the Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. Eichel against Stahl, I think it is, in the face-off dot. Stahl wins it. Carolina's got the puck, sent all the way down the ice. And it's Lauzon who gets there first. Lauzon is going to get the puck, chip it out. Nice play there. And this puck is going to be an icing call on Vegas. So Carolina is now going to get an offensive zone face-off draw. Once again, Barbashev disagrees, but they go into the Vegas zone. So very good stuff there. Some really good opportunities here from the Golden Knights and the Canes. But yeah, it's just still a 4-4 game right now between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Eichel's going to take the defensive zone face-off draw for the Vegas Golden Knights against Jordan Stahl, and it is going to be won by the Hurricanes. Vegas, though, does get the puck back, send it into the neutral zone. It's bouncing all the way onto Brendan Boosie, who's going to push the puck all the way into the Carolina Vegas zone. Stahl's in. Stahl trying to drive the net. Looks for a passing play, drops it off with a shot, and that one's going to be blocked. Slavin's got it, sends it on goal, and that's going to be intercepted. And Vegas now brings it out of their own zone. Nice pass there to Eichel. However, Eichel can't get it deep enough for the Carolina Hurricanes, and now Vegas is able to get a little bit of a change. Theodore in his own zone. He's got Anderson with him. 12:47 left here in overtime. Stretch feed here for the Golden Knights. Nice play there. However, it's a little bit too far for Hurdle, and Carolina brings it into the offensive zone. Aho looks for a passing play, gets it to Miller. Miller gets it back to one of the Canes' shots, and that puck goes just wide. Now Vegas trying to get this puck out of their zone. They are able to, and Vegas can't get that puck loose. Vegas in their own zone. Nice pass across, and Theodore again. Theodore off the boards. Tipped into the off neutral zone, and Vegas is not able to get it. Now here comes Jordan Martinook with a shot. That one goes wide. Carolina does keep possession in the offensive zone. Stankoven, and it's turned over. Vegas trying to get the puck out, and they are not able to, and now Vegas is able to. Nice play there from the Knights. Hurricanes get the puck back into the offensive zone. Nice play there from Vegas to stop it up. And the puck goes along the boards. Vegas has it. It's chipped into the neutral zone. And now Sessions turns it over, and Carolina has the puck in their own zone. And now Carolina trying to enter the offensive zone. They're not able to, and the puck is chipped into the neutral zone. Slavin to Stankoven, who dumps it in, and Hart is able to stop up the puck. However, shots! Oh, that one took a weird deflection. It was right on one of the Hurricanes players' sticks. Carolina keeps the puck in the offensive zone. Nice play there. Vegas is able to get there first. Chips it around the boards. Gosselsberg stops it. And the puck is sent all the way back into the Vegas zone. And now they try a stretch feed here. And once again, the Golden Knights are able to get the puck back. Howden dumps it in. And Boosie is able to stop it up for Gosselsberg. Gosselsberg is going to send it for Svechnikov. Svechnikov enters the offensive zone. Svechnikov looking. Svechnikov drops it off for Robinson. Puck goes wide. Carolina keeps the puck rolling in the offensive zone. And now Vegas looks for the puck, and they chip it into the neutral zone. And now here come the Golden Knights. And it's a little bit of a deflection. However, Carolina gets the puck back and sends it all the way back into the Vegas zone. Actually, that puck might have taken the deflection. So 10:45 left here in overtime. Knights and Canes still scoreless in overtime, and it's still a 4-4 game. Once again, some really good opportunities here for both teams. However, once again, what's this weird? The weird bounce took right to one of the Hurricanes players, and Hart was able to get back in time. So very interesting to note there. 10:45 left here in overtime. Still a 4-4 game here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Neutral zone faceoff draw here at center ice. And the Canes have the puck, I think. Nope, Vegas does. Marner has it and sends it back into the Carolina Hurricane zone as Brett Howden goes in after it. Carlson tries to stop up the puck, is able to, just for a second. Stahl gets it around the boards. Carolina keeps the puck in the defensive zone. Now here come the Hurricanes into the offensive zone. Carolina trying to make a little bit of a move, cannot. And now gets it back to the point. It's Miller across to Walker, back to the other side. Carolina with a shot, tipped in front, and now it's stopped. Now the Golden Knights have some numbers here. Here comes Carlson. He's just going to dump the puck in. And Boosie goes in after it. Boosie sends it around the boards to the other side. Vegas keeps it in. Point shot there from the Knights. Tipped in front. Lazon shoots. And that puck is rebound. Looking for it. And they can't find the loose puck. Carolina's got the puck. And they are just able to clear it down the ice. This one might be an icing call. And it looks like it is. So offensive zone face-off draw coming for the Golden Knights. After a good opportunity here from Vegas to potentially put the game away. Once again, Charleston going out 28 apiece. So some really good opportunities here from both teams. Carolina tried a short stop, and then another nice try there from Aho with a stop from Carter Hart. And then once again, some really good options here from Marner, and then from, I think it was Barbashev, who just put that puck wide in the net. So very interesting note there. Once again, Boosie is going to the bench. I think Carolina might actually be taking a timeout here. So we'll see exactly what's happening here. 9:49 left here in overtime. And it looks like there's a break in the action here. So once again, some really good opportunities here for both teams in overtime, but still a 4-4 game here between the Knights and the Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here. Once again, they're just showing some of the highlights at this point. So very interesting. Just some good opportunities here from both sides, mostly the Hurricanes. But both teams have been able to keep the puck out of their net. So really good stuff there. Once again, Boosie hasn't had to face a whole bunch of shots here in overtime, but he has been good when he's had to be. So really good stuff there for the Carolina Hurricanes. And yeah, they're just showing some of the front office stuff here for the Golden Knights, some of the front office staff who's in attendance here for Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Once again, Vegas and Carolina both trying to win Stanley Cup number 2. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here. Hold on a minute here, folks. 9:49 left here in overtime. 4-4 game here between the Knights and the Hurricanes. Let's see here. Let's see Barbashev out there against Miller. Remember, this was supposed to be an icing call, so there should be an offensive zone faceoff draw here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's see here, 9:49 left in overtime, and a couple of their guys are trying to say what to do here with Vegas having an offensive zone faceoff draw here, just zooming up on a couple of the team players that are on the ice right now, so very interesting to note there. Once again, it'll be very interesting to see exactly what happens in the last few minutes of this game here. There's 9:49 left in the first overtime. Not sure if I'll be able to live stream through a second overtime, but we'll have to wait and see. Once again, Theodore is leading the team in time on ice. Tipped in front, and that one goes wide. Nice try there from the Golden Knights. Carolina tries to clear it, and they are able to. That puck goes all the way down the ice, and this should be another icing call, which it looks like it is. So 9:39 left here in overtime, and another offensive zone faceoff draw here for Vegas. Once again, nice tries here from the Golden Knights to try and just end the game after blowing a 4-goal lead. So we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. Eichel in the offensive zone here against Sebastian Aho in the faceoff dot. And it is going to be Eichel against Aho. Eichel loses it. The Canes are able to get the puck back. They send it across the boards. Tipped into the neutral zone, and Vegas is able to get the puck back. Nice play there from the Golden Knights. And they're going to try and have an odd man rush here. Stone a little bit too far for Eichel. And Aho with the intercept gets it back into the neutral zone. Vegas is able to get the puck back. And Vegas has the puck in their own zone. Vegas, nice play there. Sends it in. Nice around the boards. And the Hurricanes are not able to get the puck back. Vegas has it. Nice pass there. They enter the offensive zone. And Carolina is going to get the puck back in the defensive zone. Pass across to Keandre Miller. Miller sends it to Aho, or Jarvis. Actually, it's intercepted for a second. It's along the boards, both teams fighting for it. And Vegas and Carolina, oh boy, my battery's about to die. Nice pass, trying to get across to Marner, is not able to, intercepted by Carolina. Vegas has the puck in their own zone, or Carolina has the puck in their own zone. Svechnikov back to the point, and Vegas is able to get the puck back. 8.5 left here in overtime. Still a 4-4 game here between the Knights and the Hurricanes. And Vegas is able to enter the offensive zone. So Rasmus Andersson sends it back to the point. Oh, it's a miss. Rebound, Marner, and he just can't put it home. A nice try there from Mitch Marner, but he just couldn't put it past Brendan Boosie. Hold on for a sec, guys. My battery's about to die, so I just got to plug it in here, folks. So just give me one quick sec. It's going to be over here for the time being. So very interesting to note there. So yeah, some really good opportunities here from the Knights. Marner fanned on the shot, or actually that was Coughlin, not Marner. Fanned on the shot, had a little bit of a backhander, and it was stopped by Brandon Boosie. Now the shots are in favor of the Golden Knights in the overtime period. However, it is still a 4-4 game. Vegas has an offensive zone faceoff draw here. Decisions out there against, I can't see who that is for the Hurricanes, but the Hurricanes do win it. And it's to send into the neutral zone, and Vegas is able to get it back into the defensive zone here for the Hurricanes. Chatfield in his own zone, trying to get the puck back. Chatfield gets away from Tomas Hertl, gets it to Slavin, who whips it around the boards. Vegas trying to hold it in, they cannot. However, the puck goes right to Hannafin. Hannafin along the boards, tipped into the offensive zone, and it looks like there is a stoppage in play here. So I think there's going to be another neutral zone faceoff draw here between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting note there. 7:58 left here in overtime. Canes 4, Golden Knights 4. So very interesting to note there. Once again, the Canes do lead in puck possession time, just ever so slightly over Vegas by 1 minute and 13 seconds. So very interesting to note there. Once again, let's see here. Neutral zone face-off draw here between the Canes and the Golden Knights. and Vegas does win the puck, goes all the way back into their own zone. Theodore to McNabb, and the Golden Knights do tip it into the offensive zone, trying to go after it. Vegas can't get there first. Now they are able to. Golden Knights trying to get the puck back. Dowd has it. Dowd below the goal line, trying to get away from Jankowski. Gets it back to the point. Theodore puts one on goal. That one's tipped wide, and the puck is taken back here from the Carolina Hurricanes. Vegas now has it, and they're going to send it back into their own zone as they're going to try and set something up here. Vegas gets the puck into the offensive zone. It's Dowd trying to set one in front, and that puck is stopped, and now Vegas has the puck again. Here come the Golden Knights. Feeds it in front. Nice backhand pass. And Aho is going to turn it over. Here comes Barbashev. Barbashev hit off the puck. Carolina gets there first. Nice play there from the Hurricanes. And Carolina is going to stop up behind the net with 7 minutes left here in overtime. Miller off the boards, and the Canes dump it back into the Hurricanes into the Knight zone. And Lazon, nice play there to Anderson, who turns over the puck. Carolina gets the puck again. It's Aho around the boards. Vegas has the puck, and it's sent back into the Vegas zone. Anderson, or actually that's Lazon who has it. Lazon, nice play there, and he's going to skate into the neutral zone. Redlining in, dumps it in, and the Hurricanes just go and get the puck back in their own zone. Carolina going after with 6.5 left here in overtime. And Vegas cannot get the puck back, and Carolina looking for it. Vegas is not able to get there first. Martinook takes it. Martinook back across, and the puck goes back to the point, and it goes a little bit too far. Carolina has to go back out of the zone to regroup, and Carolina is going to stop up. Nikishin gets it. Nikishin stopped up, and it's turned over. Vegas may have a little bit of a break here. Brett Howden. Howden is going to stop up, sends it back to the point. Vegas keeps the puck in the offensive zone. Marner is going to send it around the boards, and Vegas keeps the puck in the offensive zone. Nice play there from the Golden Knights. And Marner trying to get that puck loose is not able to. Now he is able to. Marner gets it back to Theodore with a shot, and that one's going to be tipped wide. Marner gets the puck back. Marner back to the point, and just goes a little bit too far. Theodore's now got it. Theodore sends it back into the Hurricane zone, and Vegas is able to stop it. And now here come the Hurricanes into the offensive zone. Maybe a 3-on-2 break here. Stankoven back across, and it's turned over. Miller to, I think that's Hall. Puts one on goal, and that one goes up and over the glass. 5:15 left here in overtime. A 4-4 game here between the Knights and the Hurricanes in overtime. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here, folks. Hold on a minute here. Let's see. Just give me one quick second here, folks. And we'll see how the rest of this game finishes. A really good shot from Goss to spare, and it just was not able to be stopped by the Vegas Golden Knights. It was not able to be put in by the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. Let's see here, folks. Hold on a minute here. Let's see. Hold on. Vegas does win the defensive zone faceoff draw around the boards. And Carolina gets the puck back, puts one on goal, stopped by Carter Hart. Vegas is there first, and they send it all the way down the ice. This one might be an icing call on the Knights, and it is. So Hurricanes offensive zone faceoff draw with 5:01 left here in overtime. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Robinson passed it around and just put one on net. Nice try from Carter Hart. So very interesting to know there. If this game goes past double overtime, I'm probably going to have to cut off the live stream. So hopefully it does get done in the next 5-ish minutes. Carolina's got the puck in the offensive zone. They pass it around, and it's turned over. Vegas trying to get something going here, and they misplay the puck. Carolina's got the puck in, enters the offensive zone, and Vegas is going to get the puck around the net. It's stopped up by Ehlers, and Anderson's got it. Anderson sends it around to Lazon, who dumps it in. Offensive zone draw here for the Knights. They have the puck in the offensive zone, turned over, and now Carolina's got the puck again. Aho trying to get around one of the Knights players is able to, and Vegas is able to get him off the puck. McNabb off the boards. They send it back into the Hurricane zone, and Vegas trying to get the puck back into the offensive zone. A couple of bodies go flying, and now there's a stoppage in play. Chatfield is being helped off the ice. Looks like he's a little bit ginger to go to the bench. That's not great news there for the Hurricanes. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Chatfield tried to get there. Oh, and he fell into the door. So that's why there was a stoppage in play. Chatfield got hit right into the door by Mark Stone. So that's what the stoppage in play was for. There should be a neutral zone face-off draw here. Once again, nice hit there from Mark Stone. And he sent Chatfield right into the bench. So that's why Chatfield's a little bit slow getting up. Carolina's got the puck in their own zone. Slavin sends it into the Vegas zone, and Vegas has the puck. Nice play here from the Knights, trying to get the puck back. They're not able to. Eichel turns it over. Carolina gets the puck, sends it deep into the Vegas zone, and 4 minutes left here in the overtime frame of probably the live stream. Anderson trying to get the puck back, and Vegas is able to funnel it into the neutral zone. They do get the puck around in the neutral zone, however, they turn it over. Slavin's got it now. Slavin sends it all the way down back into the Vegas zone. Hart back across, and Vegas chips into the neutral zone. And I think this one's going to be chipped in. Actually, it's not. It's going to be an icing call. So offensive zone face-off draw here for the Hurricanes with 3:37 left in overtime. So very interesting to note there. Let's see how the rest of this overtime frame goes. We'll see what everything is after the overtime frame finishes, but yeah, it's not looking good for me to finish up this live stream with a winner here. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Once again, offensive zone face-off draw here for Carolina. Shots are currently 30 apiece, so both teams have had 30 shots. It's really interesting stuff there. Let's see here. And in the face-off dot, it is going to be Aho who wins it, sends it back to the point. Gostisbehere gets it. Gostisbehere along the boards, tipped in front, stopped by Carter Hart. Eichel across the Barbashev, however, it's a little bit too far for him. They send it back around the boards, and Vegas can't get the puck back. Carolina's got the puck, and the Vegas now is able to get the puck around the boards. And now Carolina kicks the stick away from one of the Vegas players. Vegas is sent into the boards. Vegas can't get a call to save their life. Carolina's got the puck in the offensive zone still. Gostisbehere across to Ehlers. Now gets it back to the point. Vegas trying to get that puck back. And once again, Stankoven just getting manhandled by two Golden Knight players. Gostisbehere let's get the puck. However, Vegas is able to clear it. And that puck is right on Brandon Bussi, so no icing. 2:45 left here in overtime. And Carolina sends it all the way down to the Vegas zone. Saw it on goal by Jankowski. And I think that might have been an offside call, I think. So let's see exactly what happens here. 2:43 left in overtime. So very interesting to note there. Once again, McNabb was trying to get his stick, and Nikishin sort of pushed away a little bit with his foot. So McNabb was looking for a penalty. So very interesting to note there. 2:43 left here in the first overtime frame. 4-4 right now between the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Hurricanes do have the puck. They send it into the offensive zone, and Vegas has it back in their own zone, flipped it into the neutral zone. And here come the Golden Knights, maybe a little bit of a break here for Kolesar. Kolesar just sends it deep, and Dow goes in after it, as well as a couple of Canes players. Blake trying to turn away from his pass, and he is able to, and Vegas is able to intercept it. And Hanifin turns it over. Might be a 2-on-1 break here for the Hurricanes. Blake trying to get something on goal, and the puck is knocked away to the corner. And Vegas, one of the Vegas players is taken down, and Carolina's got the puck in the neutral zone. Walker, with 2:05 left in overtime. Walker sends it into the offensive zone, and now it is Taylor Hall. Hall sends it around the boards, and Carolina's got it. Carolina to Keandre Miller. Keandre Miller sends it back to one of the other players, back to Aho, back to Miller. Miller trying to find a passing lane. Gets the puck back, sends it back to the point. Shot is deflected wide, and Vegas trying to get the puck out. Carolina keeps it in with 1 minute 37 seconds left here in overtime. Carolina's got the puck. It's Taylor Hall. Hall behind the net, and Miller with a shot. It's broken up. Nice play there from the Golden Knights. And they send it all the way down the ice. This one's probably going to be an icing call on Vegas. It is with 1:21 left here in overtime. So very interesting to note there. Once again, it's been a very interesting game so far between the Canes and the Golden Knights. Hold on a minute here, folks. Robinson tried to put one on goal. It was intercepted by Dowd. So very interesting to note there. I got a minute and 20 seconds here left, and then I'm going to end the live stream. So once again, maybe I'll come back if the game goes very, very late, but I've got a couple of things that I must do here. So I'm probably going to cut off the live stream right after the first overtime ends. So very interesting to note there. Once again, a couple of tired Golden Knights players are out there right now. And once again, I'm going to redo this face-off draw here. Canes and Golden Knights. Minute 20 seconds left here in overtime. Once again, Dowd against Stahl in the faceoff dots. And Dowd is not going to win it. Nice play there from the Golden Knights, trying to clear it. They are able to. And now Vegas trying to outrace one of the Canes players. Nice play there from Kolesar to win the race of the icing. Trying to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Carolina clears it along the boards. And it's Sveshnikov across. Gets the puck deep. Minute left here in overtime. Theodore stops up. And this puck is going to be staying in the Golden Knight zone. And Vegas is going to be able to have it. And they send it all the way into the offensive zone. Nice play there. And Vegas stops it up. Hart in zone. 45 seconds left here in first overtime. Nice stretch feed here. Marner across. It's shot. Stop. Rebound. And it just goes wide. Nice try there. And the Hurricanes have a counter attack brewing here. It's Hall, I think. Or actually, it's Keandre Miller who sends it deep. Hart has the puck again. Hart around the boards. And Vegas does have the puck again. Vegas off the boards. Nice play there. And one of the players got hip checked. Carlson trying to get that puck loose. And he can't get there. 16 seconds left. Numbers here for the Carolina Hurricanes. It's a 4-on-2. Now it's a 3-on-3. Ehlers has it along the boards. Trying to put one in front. It's stopped. 8 seconds left. Carolina's got the puck again. Blake trying to put something on goal here. Gets it to Gostisbehere. Gets it back to the other point. Nice pass there to Ehlers. Puck goes up and over the glass. However, I think the whistle went first, and that's going to end the overtime frame. So I got a couple of things I need to do here, folks. So as much as I do want to see who ends up winning this game, I must cut the overtime. I must cut the stream out right now. So I think you guys are tuning in for the stream. I hope to see you guys for my next live stream on Thursday. Once again, I'll probably put out like a live reaction or something like that of who ends up winning. But I can't wait any longer, so I've got to stop it here. So I really do thank you guys all for your support. Thank you. If you're on your way out, leave a like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends the best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End to End Hockey channel. So definitely don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be trying to do another live stream on Thursday. Also another live stream if there's a game 6 or 7 on one of those days. So I thank you guys all for your support, and I can't wait to see you guys all for the next videos. I'll have a couple more out either later tonight or tomorrow morning, so I'll have to wait and see on that. But thank you for all of your support. Hopefully the Golden Knights do win this game and take the 2-1 series lead, but I got to cut it there. Good. God bless every single one of you guys, and I thank you all for supporting the live stream, and I can't wait to see you guys all for the next one.